Is it you? Is it you? Is it you?
Hello.
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 Oh. Well, look out, John.
Hello from the
No,
other
I'm
side.
busy. Give me a fucking second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Howdy, everyone in chat land.
Hi, folks. How are you?
Woo.
Thank you.
There it is, Erigwen. Erigwen, what are these strange symbols you're using in chat? Bomori? They're just emojis.
Worm tongue.
We're all old. Yeah, worm tongue, yeah, exactly. We're all just, real old-fashioned and don't understand emojis.
Yes.
That's probably what's going on.
These newfangled
It's probably
kids,
just like peach, eggplant.
things that the kids are communicating with these days.
I feel like there's a very fun vampire stream out there where there's like a new one who's just like, ugh, what do you mean the radio, Grandma? Like, get with the time. All the kids are texting.
Thank you for the research.
Yeah, thanks, Flower.
I think people don't even text anymore. They just like send memes and TikToks to each other.
Yeah.
And then every 6 months or so, you like cross paths in person and you say, hey, we should go for a coffee soon. And they say, absolutely. Then you don't. And the cycle continues
And it's like, oh,
forever.
Yeah, there we go.
Sad.
Yay. We, of course.
Thank
And
you.
whoa!
Thank
Erigwen.
That's your 150th gift sub.
Whoa.
In this channel.
Needed
Not
that
just
nice
the
round
previous
number.
ones.
Holy Thank you. Clap, 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 clap. Ew.
Flower Focus is betting minus 100 channel points. That seems like cheating.
Can you go to the casino and just put -5 on like it coming up 1? Then you win the 36 to 1 shot? I don't know. Seems
Put it all on. Actually, put less than nothing on.
but less than nothing on red.
Though now I'm like, Flower August, do you expect that we did or did not spend experience? Because
Right.
I'm now very confused.
Yeah.
I think Flower is betting that we did not.
that's my guess too.
No,
We're gonna find out.
I think so.
Oh, already.
Poll is up.
The poll is: did they spend experience?
Probably. You win, do you have to pay the casino? Right?
Yeah.
That's called shorting. It's what people do with stocks. And,
And I don't think any of us-
capitalism.
It would be wrong for me to vote in the current poll because I know the answer.
Oh,
Correct.
Yes, yeah.
He's still gonna do it. He's
Maybe I
thinking
will.
about it.
Welcome to another Sunday, everybody.
Hello.
Session 3. Getting close to where... Well, today is technically the last session that you have before your grace period ends. As much as any grace period ends. Grace Under Fire? Brooke Shields?
Yeah.
Wait, was that Brooke Shields? No, it wasn't.
No, hang on.
Brett?
Whoa. I think it was also a Rush album.
Grace Under Fire was Brett Butler. There we go.
Or am I thinking of something else? Where's Rocky? Rocky
Thank
would know the
you.
Rush album. I'm
Very
talking about.
good.
She would.
Brett.
Requiem, I gotta ask, why Strip?
Yeah,
Why are you the only person who calls
yeah,
our bot Strip?
Yeah.
And why do people not know that our bot has a name?
yeah.
I mean, I know why I don't, but I have a good guess and a good story in my mind. But
I feel like there was some like, "What's your name?" and then like threw up a quote and stuff. Like that. Yeah,
Hey.
yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. Makes sense, Requiem. What's your name? Fuck.
The boot.
Well, let's get this out of the way then. Did you spend experience? What?
Whoa! Woo! Yay! So there has been some spending.
Yeah.
Oh, Liz is gonna.
I'll
I'll just step out here.
I will
Whoop.
camouflage back into the curtain
Hey.
whence I came. Yes.
Which you were birthed.
You're keeping me looking fabulous to spend your XP.
Thank
There
you.
Me? Good. true.
I bought off a flaw that has never come into effect in the game so far, and I just was not excited by the assortment of flaws. So
Flower.
goodbye.
And I bought my first dot in leadership.
Hey.
I feel. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank the Academy. There's like, I don't know. I feel like it's justified based on just even the couple of sessions we've had. That despite the fact that our pack does not have a like this is the leader and these are the other people, there was some leading going on in the first couple of sessions. And go, feels good. So
Feels good, bruh.
yeah,
Bruh.
feels good, bruh.
Hey, congratulations.
Lead me, Dante. That's like
Lead me, Dante.
Oh my, straight to hell.
Hey, Eric, when does Scott's look today remind you of anyone?
I have to get this more. There we go, more pointed.
You did this just for you.
Yeah, that's definitely it. That is epic.
It's so good.
Very, very good. Tech Jorek. Beep boop. Yep. That's a good one. I don't have the bald cap part for.
It's a sharp look, Scott. Careful. You could puncture the hull of an Empire-class Fire Nation battleship, leaving thousands to drown at sea. Because it's so sharp.
Because it's so sharp.
But because things are sharp, sometimes we have to be careful.
Oh.
We're doing.
We need tools of safety and safety tools. Ours are these cards. You folks watching do not have safety cards, but you do have options. We'll get to those in a moment. Green card, if anyone shows that, it's a play card. It means I am enthusiastically consenting to the roleplay that is happening right now, even if I seem otherwise. Maybe my character is very distressed, but I am good to go. Yellow card is a pause card. Everybody hold up. I need to make the table aware of something. Typically, it's just a quick heads up, and then good to continue afterwards. A red card, however, is a stop. I am not okay to continue. In our case, because we're streaming, that usually means we'll go to a BRB screen, and we'll discuss internally. We'll only continue playing if everybody at the table agrees that that is okay. What options do you fine folks have? Well, you can always whisper us at RPGClinic. That will go to all of us. We'll be able to see it. You could also message one of our mods. Today we have She Who Knows 10,000 Things. Aragwin, thank you very much. And she can pass along your feedback anonymously if you so choose. And another option that is always available to you is you can turn off chat or you can leave the stream entirely. Of course, we would be very sad to see you go, but you have to prioritize your safety. Mm-hmm. And we have to prioritize ours, and it's just important because then max fun can be had.
Maximum fun.
Maximum fun.
Yes, and thank you very much.
Power, max fun. Yes, Flower of August has it right. This is the symbol of Arstoika from the video game Papers, Please. Which you play a border guard in a fake country. Where basically you have to in order to get any money for your family, and if you screw up, your family gets sick or doesn't have electricity or various other miserable things. So it's pretty bleak, and it's a great commentary on certain situations, and it feels like the kind of thing that Macros would.
Yeah.
Lucas Pope, also of Return of the Obra Dinn.
That's
What
right.
a good game!
Also
Yeah.
a good game, yeah.
Yeah.
You completed that game, didn't you?
We did. Yeah. There were some tricky parts, but we made it through.
That's a good game.
Yes.
I also played without. I didn't
you
watch
didn't
your stream
yeah,
and then spoil the puzzle for
Well,
me.
I knew within about 30 seconds of launching the game that you would love it.
Oh.
Like, Scott, don't watch.
Don't watch us.
You should
Okay.
play it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, my hair was way too long and everything, so I was like, zip, 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 chop, chop, chop. Exactly like that.
Zip, zip, zip. Chop, chop, chop.
As done. Charted.
Nice. I'll allow it.
Will you allow me to play a recap for all these fine folks?
Yeah, they should know what's happening.
The newly formed pack headed up the mountain to find answers about its decay. but caught people in lab coats and hard hats acting strangely in the area. At the Cairn, Sky shed some light on the sap's struggles and how no other guru came to their aid 2 years ago. Upon leaving, a confrontation quickly revealed that the lab-coated individuals were collecting rocks and speaking in strange tongues. Clipboards and a tablet were collected, turning the pack's steps downstream. A rude welcome and raised hackles were settled by Apotheosis, who identified the language as likely of the worm, warning that these humans are at risk of becoming Formorium. She also ID'd the tablet as downstreams, seemingly stolen. Returning to the mountain to inform Goose, the pack was sidetracked and taking down one of the false scientists and a fierce woman who was guarding them.
That's how I choose to read that.
I mean,
See, when I hear recaps, my mind drifts. Like I start wondering, could I fit this entire Shure SM7B in my mouth? Like that kind of thing.
oh my god.
I love to think that that's, yeah, John wakes up every day and just like chooses, not violence, but like,
Swallowing?
yeah, love.
Pseudoscientists.
Wow.
Seeming science.
Seeming scientists.
I mean,
Pseudo.
okay, so I definitely couldn't fit the whole thing in my mouth. Like, we know that.
Right.
But could I fit, like, at least
Yeah.
the actual diaphragm?
Yeah. And are we going with diet?
I was considering trying to give a sense of the size of the mic for our podcast listeners, but I don't think that would help the situation. So
No, they
we're
should
not
imagine
actually
it's
gonna-
like a massive.
Well, I can't wrap my entire hand around it.
It
Hot,
is
that's
a
so hot.
Shure SHURE SM7B. You can look it up on the internet and find the exact measurements if you are listening on the podcast and actually curious about this nonsense.
Like, I would have to remove the shield here.
Yeah,
Because I wouldn't want to get this wet.
yeah.
Of course, I don't really want to get any of them.
No. That feels bad. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we have a store of unlubricated condoms, unlike most theaters and other places, because that's what we use to keep microphones from getting too sweaty.
It's not even if
This pre-show's going too smoothly.
Derail. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
Well, hey, look, Ellie Spot. We love to rail and derail things here. I heard what I said, and I didn't mean it like that, but we'll allow it.
Press and seal. If you're going for a kitchen product, press and seal.
Press and seal. That's so hot.
Yeah, don't lower me too much, because
Oh,
once I get in
right.
character...
Even in character, you were better than us last
Good!
session.
Jolly
So, yeah.
good!
I think you underestimate your volume when you're thinking about it, and then like in the middle of the session, you're great.
This is the issue. Problem
Yeah.
with theater training.
Yeah.
You can't keep that diaphragm down.
Excuse me. My only problem with theater
I'm out
training
of drink,
is
so
how
I'll be back.
Okay. See you in a sec.
too many half seconds.
Hot. I mean, basically.
I mean, weirdness. I'm not necessarily against the idea of ending the stream now.
Wow. But I want to know what happens next.
Well, you'll find out. In
Yay!
a brief moment, we just have to get to the point where we're,
Ready to do the thing. Yeah, old Griffin, I was wondering about that, and I was like, maybe, hey, look,
Clearly it's-
Coyote could be around.
Well, it's because we were watching a recap of Coyote Ugly yesterday. Where I was and you were in the
Yeah, I was like, I
environs,
definitely was not. I think I would remember.
which means everyone
A
was watching
recap.
recaps of Coyote Ugly yesterday.
I give her the old 1-2 honky.
Coyote Ugly with the stars Piper Parabo
Yeah.
and Adam Garcia,
Mm-hmm. Maria Bello.
Wow.
Isabella Miko, Tyra Banks,
Yep.
Bridget Moynihan,
That name.
Melanie Linsky.
Mm-hmm.
There, we've recapped. Kata sat down. Are we ready to go?
We've listed the
It's
stars
party.
of Coyote.
Coyote Ugly. Let's do it.
Right. Anybody remember what happened? All right, we had a recap.
Yes, that's what started this whole thing.
I like to think that we live in a world of consequence. And often we do. The problem is that sometimes the consequences aren't what we expect or what we believe is right or just, because the world itself is not right, just. It is just the world. And it owes you nothing, not the least of which is karmic justice. So, as a result, there are people out there who do things and we expect it to bite them in the ass, and it doesn't. They flourish. They persevere. And the consequences of their actions is merely more wealth, more power, more joy for them, and less for everyone else. And then there are times where we take action because we believe that it is noble, that it is correct. The consequences of such are ostracism, misunderstanding. 3 of you just killed a couple of people up on a mountaintop. Well, not even the mountaintop, mountainside. And as a result, what are the consequences going to be? Were you justified in your actions? Does that even matter? Could it matter in such a universe? It's hard to know. What I do know is you're going to have to figure things out. Not necessarily quickly, but soon. Because sometimes consequences sneak up before you even have a chance to react. You are outside. You're on the mountaintop, and tell me where, or mountainside, and tell me what's around you. What have you just done?
I believe Ryan has just participated in the murder of a person.
Yeah.
Probably still on top of her, like
Yeah.
having just finished the killing.
Yeah, Macros is there. I believe we're both in Hispo form, as indicated above our heads here.
All of you.
Werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, somewhat further off, through the forest a ways, Dante is also, as there in Hispo, he's just also killed one of the sort of pseudo-scientist folks, and has backed another one up against a tree. And it's probably growling fiercely, I imagine.
That leaves, if I remember correctly, that 2 escaped.
Yeah. That's
One is alive and against a tree. One is dead and next to the tree, and the other, the large woman, is dead with the 2 of you. There you are.
Maintaining his bow form, Troyan is looking through her pockets.
So, Troy, I'll also point out, you still have 2 superficial damage. Are you checking to regenerate those or not?
You know what? Yes, let's do that.
So roll your rage twice.
Hmm.
Or rage check. No.
That is a 2, so I would
rage
lose
will go
1.
down by 1.
Let's then just heal 1, and
Okay.
I'll, yeah, so... Do, and do. Hey!
What about you?
I'm gonna take a quick look out to see if there are any witnesses.
Doesn't seem to be. No one's, at least, is either running towards or away from you. I mean, technically, you have 2 witnesses. The 2 scientists who were with you, who fled.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Scientists.
Yeah.
They're wearing lab coats outside. How good could they be?
Yeah.
Scientists. They're probably Swedes.
Thanks.
Sorry, that's an Ellie spot.
No.
I reference here. No.
Mhm.
I'm then gonna try to figure out where Dante's at.
Cool. It's
It's not far.
yeah. So, and then my plan, John, is unless the man up against the tree has like passed out or something.
No, he's panicked, frightened,
Cowering, sure, yeah.
cowering, but he hasn't passed out yet.
So I'm going to stalk up in this hippo form, hackles raised, growling, pass him by, and once I'm behind the tree, very good, very good. Once I'm behind the tree, I'm going to revert to Hamid form, so that I can then come back around and block his eyes, essentially.
So like you're
We're playing peekaboo, yes.
you're springing your hands out, but like you're leaving. You walk away from him, he may very well just dart.
It's a chance I'm willing to take.
Okay, well, why don't you roll me your intimidation and your... let's say charisma.
Okay.
Charisma, intimidation. Oh,
Here's dice. One success.
I'll say that that's enough for
Okay.
you to be able to do what you're trying to do. But as it's kind of backed up by the fact that you're being joined by at least one other direwolf.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking through pockets,
So
pawing and nuzzling through pockets.
it's going to be pretty difficult to look through pockets effectively if you're remaining in Hispo.
Yeah.
So
My initial search is this way.
okay.
Also using my sense of smell. Just nice sketchy fake science stuff.
I smell bad
I
science.
smell
science.
weird science.
All right. Well, you can then roll me, just because you're still pumped. Why don't you roll me your composure awareness, please?
La, la, la.
I'm not gonna actually subtract one die from that for you
Okay.
because you are in Hispo.
Uh,
Don't forget your 2 rage dice.
Guess what?
What?
It's our
Yeah,
first
see?
brutal outcome.
Oh!
Look
That
at
is a
terrible
rough roll. That's absolutely devastating.
That's
I'm so
3
sorry.
1s and a 4.
Ugh.
What a strange roll to get a brutal outcome.
Checker bucket. They explode. No, it's great. Brutal.
In trying to search for things in Hispo,
Yeah.
it doesn't always go the way that we hoped. Without the dexterity that you would have, manual dexterity specifically, that you would have in your hands, combined with just the sheer adrenaline running through your body,
Yeah.
there's very little left of this person by the time you're
So do I
done
like eat
searching.
her?
No,
God.
I don't think you eat her, but I do think that at a certain point the rage overtakes you to the point where instead of, skillfully searching through pockets, you tear apart.
I think I'm tearing open a pocket, but in fact I am
You're tearing
delimbing someone.
Yeah, you're tearing open
Fair.
the person.
Okay.
There's a lot more of your ball on you. Expect bit off more than you can chew.
Hey, very good.
This is exceptional. Oh my
While
God.
that's happening,
Yeah.
the person standing by the tree is now, thankfully, you've covered his eyes so he can't see what's going on.
Yeah, confetti flying everywhere. Just rainbow confetti.
Everyone, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
I'm leaning in close to his ear. We already know what you're doing here. We need a name. We need something. You tell me anything about who sent you to this mountain tonight, and we'll let you go.
I don't believe you,
Why don't you believe me?
because you've killed everyone else.
I'm not a monster.
Yes, you are.
The grip tightens around his face, I guess.
Thus proving his point.
Correct. But I'm mad. That's correct. Give me a name. Something we can use. I don't want to hurt you.
You doing anything?
Watching.
Just watching?
Just watching.
Okay, so
Thanks for your permission.
Creepy McCreeper over here is just watching. Okay,
Not growling or anything yet.
this is manipulation intimidation though.
What's sorry, hey, what's my difficulty? Oh, you don't have to tell me
I'm not
necessarily.
telling you.
All right.
I will point out that should be your own, like the one rage die that you have.
It is
Yeah.
a rage die.
Right?
Yeah. Well, you can't brutal with one die.
One success. Can't brutal with one die. That's big brain play.
I
here, team.
brutal. Does that impact my rage?
No.
It doesn't. Okay, right.
Yeah.
So I couldn't remember. Thank you.
It,
I say it because I too was like, what did this mean? Like last session. So yeah.
Nice. Cosmos.
In a lupine form, I will not say anything. But I'm definitely thinking things.
Yeah.
But I will get to that later.
Okay.
There's probably a head tilt from the direwolf.
Is that a person or a place?
It's a project. Let me go. Please.
Dante peeks around this person towards the form of Macris. He nods once towards Macris, but like waits to see if the direwolf returns anything.
Direwolf pads forward and sniffs at his pockets.
Now he's starting to squirm against you. I mean, he feeling a hot nose breath. He's got soil and rock in his pockets, similar to what you were seeing before. That's it.
Then Macris will continue past, like a little bit further into the forest, by like a few meters.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell him it's your lucky day. I'm gonna let you go. You're gonna walk away. You're not gonna turn around. You understand?
Uh-huh.
I do. I release him and step back.
Okay. So as he starts to walk, he now sees the Arun confirming the kill as
As it were, yeah.
now he flees. Absolutely just freaks out and does not walk. He runs. He trips, rolls halfway down the hillside, picks himself up. His arm is hanging at an odd angle, and he continues to run.
Yeah.
He does not feel that it is broken.
Dante crouches down for a moment just to like
You could go after him if you want.
breathe a little bit. More?
Dante never made any promises about you.
I really didn't. I don't know who this is.
I've never seen this direwolf before in my life. No, I think I'm
It's like
very focused on my task.
Okay. Having ragdolled the body plenty, any evidence that might have been in pockets has been trampled and mixed in with any other kinds of viscera, and now it's not available.
Not available.
Evidence not available.
404 evidence not
No,
found.
not found. Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I have a question, John, because now presumably I am also covered in all this
yes.
business. If I were to shift forms right now, I assume
Your skin
I would just
be,
be.
but your clothing would be okay.
Okay, cool.
Man, that
But
would be weird.
it might seep into your clothing.
I start grooming myself in Hispo form.
Are you doing the like
It's suspiciously
the
dainty.
leg up like
Yeah, leg up.
it's suspiciously dainty. Unbelievable.
I'll revert to Hamid once I'm in trees. Whoop, come back up. So,
Yeah.
get anything useful?
We have a bit more of a sense of what we're looking for, at least. Something else we can bring to Goose, to the Cairn, to the others. Project Cosmos. I suppose it might just be a lie. Somehow I doubt it.
Yeah, something. Macris like leans past some tree cover to like maybe just see like the faintest hint of the motion back where she was. We kind of forgot to ask questions.
We got a chance to ask questions earlier.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta show people they're not welcome. I imagine they're gonna think twice next time they come up here. Especially at night. But we'll have to see. Oof.
Yikes.
Brutal.
Once the best
so much
the
use.
best the best bath has been, once enough of a bath has been effectuated, she's gonna go back into Hamid and rejoin these folks. Oh my god. What did I miss?
We managed to get one of them to talk. A bit. Not much, obviously. Looks like you did some...
I searched for evidence, and it is not available.
Didn't find anything. I understand.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Could you roll me your composure survival, please?
Don't forget your rage dice.
Yeah. Give her no survival. Look at that. No successes.
Okay.
Great start.
The attempt to groom oneself has only been partially successful.
Perfect.
So you are still evidencing a few stray splatters.
Yeah. I haven't tried to... I realize I haven't tried to clean myself up either, and I did some damage, so I'm probably also pretty dirty.
So it's not meant to be a specific like, oh well, you shift into Hispo and you bite somebody, and then you shift into Hamid and like you immediately ruined your outfit.
Mm-hmm.
It's more, if your entire body is covered in blood, then yeah, you're gonna have to do something about that.
Okay.
You are relatively okay.
Cool.
It's specifically the brutal outcome that I was
Got it.
more worried about here.
Right, no, perfect.
Ugh. There's still blood all over my face, isn't there?
Yeah.
I see.
You did good, Tryon, that's for sure.
So did you.
Well,
Shall we head up and say hi to Goose and borrow a towel or splash of water?
they know they've got enemies and they know they've got people coming, but hopefully we've bought them a little bit of time.
And we sent them a message.
Exactly. And we have, if not a name, at least something to go on.
What's the name?
Cosmos. Project Cosmos.
Cosmos.
Yeah. Let's go see if the Cairn's okay. Dr. Goose.
Up the hill.
And yeah, so we'll
Away we trudge.
the trudge. Incredible. So we're heading up again back through our now usual approach to the Cairn of the Weathered Storm. This Weathered Storm.
Weathered denim.
Weathered Denim. Yeah. As always, we're kind of not trying to hide ourselves or anything. Like, we're trying to make sure that people know we're coming.
Yeah.
And we're maybe hoping that Sky is still there to greet us, possibly, or someone.
Are you sure?
About anything? Not really.
All right, I'm gonna have then you roll your resolve awareness, please, all of you.
Oh, actually, okay, that's fine. I can feel those rage dice creeping a little lower every time. It's getting scary.
2.
2 as well.
Okay. You are leaving you're definitely leaving a couple of bodies just out. Close to the bond of a cairn, which attracts attention. You may want to deal with this.
Thanks. That's a good point.
There's a ravine not far. I noted it on one of my get-to-know-you neighborhood walks.
A purely innocent neighborhood walk. I'm
Of
sure.
course, we must know, the nature that surrounds our business in case you want a jolly walk or if you want to dispose of a corpse or two. Shall we? She will head back to the woman that she destroyed.
Who is the highest, let's say, composure survival?
5.
Great.
3.
This might be a task that you're pretty well suited for.
Yep.
Do you want to help her out?
Yes, I would love to. I would love to attempt. Yeah, so I think that's the idea. Is we're going to essentially try to carry these bodies and dump them in a ravine.
Absolutely.
Large spool per +1 per skilled helper. So if you have any survival, you can add a die. I will.
Whoops.
Nope.
But we are helping, like, emotionally.
You can do it.
Cool.
Very good.
Rah, rah, rah.
That is 2 successes.
Okay. It's not terrifically difficult for you to be able to cover your tracks in this particular way. Now, the scientists who successfully fled,
That wolf attack.
that's just going to have to be how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Thanks, Macris. That's good. It's
Yeah. Alright. Let's do this.
Now you're headed towards the cairn.
correct.
All right. First things first. Being at a cairn. You're headed towards the cairn of the weathered storm. This time you are stopped once again by Juan.
One game.
So she's crouched next to one of the trees, and as the three of you approach, she holds up a hand. She lifts her chin as if even in homage she could smell the air around you. Where have you been?
Not far from here. We had an encounter. The people who are encroaching on this place. They're getting more brazen. We had to take action.
Do you think they know where you went?
No.
They didn't follow you.
No.
I really don't think they did.
Okay. We'd better get you cleaned up. Come on. She starts walking, but this time she's not going to the same part of the cairn that you were used to. Here, she's deviating a little bit until there's a small... this is... If the first place was kind of concentric circles around a stack of stones, this is a fire pit. The fire pit is very well shielded from the rest of the trees. There's large stones surrounding it, and it actually has over top of it a grate. And it is aerated enough so that it doesn't emit too much smoke that would draw attention
Right.
to this place. But currently sitting on top of the grate right now, there's a cauldron, and there's just water on the inside that's steaming but not bubbling, not boiling over. There are trees that loom over the top of this fire pit, and you can see that there are many different rocks that have been set up here that are kind of the perfect size for people to sit down alongside a few of those basically logs that have been cut just the top to provide a more stable surface to sit upon. This place carries with it a chill in the air, though, as if it doesn't have quite the same connection to the mountain as other places. The sun is now fully set.
Juan, isn't this must have been a place where you must have had a moot here in the past or something.
We hold our moods here, yes.
Then why does it feel so disconnected?
It's been a long time since we've managed to pull together to have one. This place is still falling further and further into disuse. We do our best to protect it, but not to use it, and it's starting to show. The stones are not in a spiral, and yes, that is still a thing.
Okay. I'm hoping one day the connection can be reestablished and this can be a central meeting point once more.
You aren't the first theurge to say so. Maybe you'll be the first theurge to act. Here. And she lifts the cauldron, which is quite heavy, seemingly effortlessly, and then hands it over to you.
Ooh, it's probably a bit more of an effort for me to hold it.
What's your strength? 3?
Strength 2.
2? Yeah. With both hands.
Thank you.
Over behind.
She's
There. Oh,
puts her dragon back on.
Whoops.
it's fine. I didn't know.
I'm comfortable if you are.
I spent
turns
too
away
much time
slightly.
around Wolfborn to have any illusions of privacy.
Macros.
I'd better see if there's anyone else around. They're going to need to know what you just saw.
Yeah.
We're here to bring this information to anyone who will listen, and we want to pay Shimonage to Goose at the same time.
Shimonage to Goose. Why?
We have a pack spirit now.
That I knew, but
Well, Goose and Fox don't always get along well.
actually, that's a very good question. Could I ask all of you to roll me your wits awareness, please?
Yeah, sure. Aw, okay, fine. All right, here we go.
I wanna take
Ba,
that
ba.
now. 3.
0.
Wild.
What's
Yeah.
What's going on with you today?
I don't know. I gotta do another
Uh,
dice ritual.
I also got 3 successes.
Okay. Macros. Say.
Mhm.
That's now all too familiar tugging in your pockets happening. But the water is warm and it actually feels very good
Oh, that's nice.
on someone's, battle-worn skin.
Mhm.
And perhaps maybe you don't notice said tug. Packs don't necessarily have names, Flower of August, although they can and often do, but I don't believe that they've come up with one yet. Juan lifts her throat and calls out a human approximation of a howl, but doesn't shift in order to do so. It still sounds quite good, but it is not a wolf's howl specifically. And then after a couple of moments, there's an answer of a couple of other howls, and she goes, "Okay, there are others on their way. Are you hungry? Can I get you anything to eat?"
I would love something that wasn't what I just put in my mouth, so...
She looks at all three of you, actually, I guess, at this point.
Really anything. Thank you.
I can eat.
She hesitates for a moment as if she wonders whether she could leave the three of you alone here, and then nods, and then leaves.
He like goes to sit on a rock, and then he decides against it, and he's kind of just pacing as they wait. I don't understand what the connection between these people and this place is, what they're trying to do to it. Something's wrong with the mountain. It's already dying or decaying. I don't know if they're trying to hasten that process or take advantage of it.
Or leverage what little is left.
For some horrible purpose. God.
I'm sorry? A woman wearing a shoulder to ankle pea coat, even in this heat, it's opened up.
Yeah, I love that.
Underneath is a man's shirt, like a man's shirt cut with a tie that looks like it's crimson red, just stretching down over pinstripe pants, with her hands just tucked into her pockets. Her hair is slicked back, cut short, and her eyes are narrowed as she walks in. I'd like to hear what you just said again, please, and for the record.
The record, of course. I was telling Juan that we caught some more people, pseudo-scientists, right here near the cairn, just on the side of the mountain. They were taking bits of it away to do something with. We're not sure. We have information for the cairn and for Goose, what we found out already. What I was just saying is that I didn't understand the connection between them and this place, why this mountain is dying or decaying, and what they're trying to do with it.
The mountain isn't dying or decaying. What would give you such an impression?
The Umbra would.
Please. Look around you. Does it look like things are decaying here?
You're telling me to doubt my senses.
I'm telling you to open your other senses to the idea that maybe things are a little more complicated than just the Umbra's scary.
You obviously know this place better than we do.
It's possible. Sit. I have questions.
Dante will perch on the edge of a rock.
Torian starts putting her clothes back on.
If she's at all noticing that you
Very
have
good.
removed clothes, she gives absolutely no sign.
Macros Wilson. Slowly.
Names.
Macros.
Troyan.
And Dante.
You came here yesterday.
And we're a pack now.
Congratulations.
There's definitely a little, knocking on the stone of I don't know, frustration or something.
So there were a bunch of people pretending to be scientists collecting shit on the side of the mountain, and they kept getting closer and seemed super suspicious. So
You took action.
yeah.
Thank you for that. Appreciated. Were they all taken care of?
No.
2 got away.
And they were doing what?
As near as we could tell, they were bringing back samples, soil, rocks, and some sort of experiment, quote unquote, not real science. They had with them this. I produced the clipboard with the sort of strange text on it.
And how many of them were there?
Earlier today, 8. I guess
I
two,
think
two
8?
cars full. Yeah,
There were
A number.
most recently.
but more recently 5. I guess
Yes,
by my count.
3 Guru, 5 humans. It doesn't seem like you should have let 2 get away. What happened?
So are you going to chastise us for letting 2 get away rather than
I'm asking.
the information we're actually bringing to you?
I am asking you, Arun. In the battle that you just fought, there were 3 Guru, 5 humans, 2 got away, which means that there must have been more to it.
Yes, I got a little distracted, eliminating one of them from this plane of existence.
One of them was different, stronger.
That is what I was looking for.
And frankly, my thought was that maybe we can just scare these assholes off and hope they don't come back.
Soil samples, rocks. What could they possibly gain? It's not as if they'll be able to track any sort of spiritual energy there. It's not as if the soil or the rocks here are anything special compared to anything else. Was it a cover, or are they just stupid?
Could certainly be both. But we think it's a cover. Something to do with what's on that sheet. Those were their instructions. But of course, as you can see, we can't understand them.
She takes the paper and just throws it back at you as if it's hot.
Ah! Got it.
There's a reason that you can't read that.
Is it worm speak?
It's because you're Gaian. As far as I know, only those who have thoroughly been tainted by the worm would be able to recognize those things. It's not even a language.
Okay.
An echo, a spiritual echo of something that they want someone to understand. Definitely not you. And the fact that you can't read it only shows to your character. I'm not here to chastise you. I'm here to get all the information because I believe that this place needs protecting.
And if you'll allow us, we would like to help you protect this place.
Good! The woman sits down. She steeples her fingers, peers at each of you for a moment. You don't have the stink of downstream on you.
Funny, we just came from there.
It's a different question. You're allowed to visit the place.
Are they allowed to visit here?
They're not welcome.
Look, whatever shit you guys have going on, there's a bigger picture, and it involves all of us. Those assholes. Go ahead.
So her lip curls just a bit, just enough to show the very tips of her teeth as you say that, but keep going.
Meaning like the scientists or humans or whatever.
Mhm.
Those assholes, took some shit from there, from downstream. So, this involves all of us. Gonna have to play nice.
What would ever compel me to play nice?
Wanting to protect this place, unless you want to let petty arguments let this place fall. Sky has my number. Macra stands up.
Sit. I'm not done with you yet.
Macra sits.
There's a moment where she evaluates this. That you stood, and then you sat, and then she nods to herself. As if she's learned something. And then off to the side, you hear somebody approaching, and it's Dude. I remember. He goes, Jennifer, you didn't even introduce yourself. Now you're just being rude. You'll have to forgive my friend here. She likes to know who's in charge, and then complains when it isn't her. And Jennifer takes a look over, and then her eyes look like they could puncture steel, but she just looks back at you and says nothing.
We all have different ways of doing things. I think our pack is getting ready to take action.
You were saying that you thought that we were going to have to work with downstream. It isn't going to be simple. The enmity there lies deep. There's only one who's ever managed to come here and tried to make nice, and we don't know where she is.
That's right. Last they heard, I want to say Sky, but that's incorrect. Dusk, thank you. Last they heard, Dusk was venturing overseas. He does, but
Spain.
yeah, but who knows? I mean, we find her. Of course, we'll make sure that she returns, is able to bridge this gap.
Who knows where a silent strider goes these days? But she was the only one who ever came here with any regularity, managed to charm her way into here, and was also the only one from downstream who came to our aid when we needed it.
And we understand why that would cause, well, enmity, a bad taste in your mouth. I get it. We all get it.
We're not here to broker friendship or force you into some kind of kumbaya relationship. Plus, we weren't even here when all of this happened.
Kumbaya relationship?
We are suggesting a temporary truce because your interests seem to be aligned. Their tech was found on people who are investigating your mountain.
Jennifer lets out a laugh that sounds more like a bark. So they lost their technology to the worm. Typical.
And
You can't trust them to do anything right.
You had worm on your front door.
Jennifer stands up, walks a bit closer to Macros. I'm sorry? What was that you said? Whelp?
You're casting stones.
You dare? You dare to tell me who I should and should not trust?
I'm not telling you to trust them.
Could I ask you to roll your composure and... Well, you're not really trying to intimidate her.
No.
No. You're also definitely not trying to use etiquette here. Composure, persuasion?
Doesn't go well.
It's my first time that I'm rolling as Guru. I need to get my rage dice in.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
All of them, I think. Yeah.
Not all of them.
Oh, okay.
Not all of them.
Old Jenny Slade sees.
Oh, big zero.
You say.
Goose egg.
Oh dear.
Do you think we have like hot dogs by now? Or?
Bye, Job. Ryoko Job.
We're like already eating hot dogs and watching. Yeah.
She rolls her shoulders and then she smiles. No, Moon. You're doing your job. I understand. But it isn't as if you know how things work around here. You haven't spent enough time amongst us. You haven't spent time here on the mountain that you so preciously want to save. What is it that you said? That your pack patron spirit is Fox.
That's right.
And Dew goes, careful.
You know, what's your history with Fox?
I just know that I serve Goose. And Dew says there's no need for any of this. Macris is merely trying to get you to see that perhaps our conflict is ill-advised. After all, you went to Downstream, did you not?
We did.
Did they have anything to say about us?
Yeah. Yeah. Honesty is the best policy, right? Pack? Yeah, they did.
And what could that have been?
Well, look, it wasn't particularly glowing. I'll give you that.
Of course it wasn't.
Ah.
And then coming from the trees, running her hand along the water that has recently poured off Troyan. So it still has some mixed in with the ground and the blood. She lifts it up, and you see that there's a woman who is dressed only in a large poncho and a threadbare skirt. She's holding her hand in the water and kind of running it over her fingertips. Almost like, you remember the scene in Jurassic Park where, you know, Jeff Goldblum was dripping water onto...
Yeah.
Anyway. None of you actually understand. And here, not looking at the three of you, but very specifically turning to the two of you, Goose and Fox have their own tight friendship. They depend on each other. Not like these three. They have only just begun to understand. You would recognize this as this is the sort of not ranking. There's no rank anymore in this game, which is still something that I have to get used to. But probably the most elder theurge that's here, Anna York. Her name, however, is she much prefers being called Sight of Seven.
Mm-hmm.
She's from she's a Ghost Council theurge,
Okay.
and she is not popular,
Oh
but
boy.
people tolerate her.
Right, sure. Bit of 7, it's good that you're here.
Oh, little cub. It's good to see you return. Have you come with your trinkets?
The ones I'm allowed to have, yeah.
A noble warrior. So recently fresh with kill. A Fomori. A brute. Taken down by your hand, alongside the help of your new moo. I stand in the presence of Rat. Absolutely not. Look at you. It's so good to see those who still understand. The bond must be protected, and sometimes to protect costs a pound of flesh from those who would dare to walk close to one of Gaia's sacred places. Here Juan shows up, and Juan is carrying sandwiches.
Okay.
You sounded so defeated.
They're sandwiches. They are labeled. They're from a store called Fresser's.
Other side of the city.
It's from the other side of the city, yes. The sandwiches may not have been procured today,
Oh. Yeah, I mean,
but there is an assortment, and they are not too stale. And as she sets them down, she looks up, and there's like genuine tension and fear in her eyes as she sees sight of Seven and Jennifer Slade, and then looks to Do, and there's like, oh, okay, there's at least one person who I can handle. And she walks close to Do and stands next to him, and Do leans a little bit on her, and then cuffs her on the arm. The three of you think differently. I can see. Perhaps it's exactly why they're so afraid of you.
we're at an advantage too. This Cairn, this place, is one that we want to protect, but we can take the fight to them. We don't need to stay here and defend it. We can be on the move.
You want to go after them?
Of course.
This... What did you call it? You had a name?
Them?
All right, them. Let's call them them.
What?
Macris pops open the container of sandwiches and starts eating.
Incredible.
Passes
Nom,
it
nom,
on.
nom, nom, nom.
I was like, I have a plastic container. Pop, pop.
That's Foley. We don't know what to call them yet.
The company's called Climata.
Exactly.
The matter.
But behind them, who knows?
It sounds like a bad drink.
It does, doesn't it?
They mentioned Project Cosmos.
Could be anything.
Those who turn their heads toward the heavens and look to the stars know that there is an existence beyond theirs, vast and indifferent, and they feel small. And those who feel small inevitably pull out the rulers to see how big their dicks can get.
I mean, Dante.
Jennifer
giggles
Slade just
a little
goes,
bit like,
Ew!
yeah, we're all like, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Seems legit.
It seems
Checks out.
good. Yeah, it checks out, yeah.
Sight of Seven snatches one of the sandwiches and immediately starts picking it apart, laying each ingredient out onto her hand, balancing it in such a way. So, like, there's the bread over here that she puts there, and then on the inside there's a lettuce leaf that's probably, gotten a little bit wilty, and puts that there.
Lettuce
And
leaf?
she scrapes the mustard off the lettuce leaf and just... You wanted to see Goose. I can't help you. Goose won't speak to me.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Why? Sometimes enemies are good things. Sometimes it's good that I'm running checks on that who guards this cairn. It's no matter. You don't need to be enemies. Just like I don't need to be enemies with Jennifer over here, but yet here we are. I'm not your enemy. I'm no one's enemy here. No, you're just a prick. You see, the Ragabash wants to speak. Go ahead. Let us hear the No Moon's wisdom at this time.
You said it, I didn't.
Look, there's always going to be conflict. We're not here to mediate that. We're not here to tell you what to do. This is... Well, the Cairn of the Weathered Storm predates any of us, and it has a long and storied history and protection from Goose.
Is that what you believe? Long, storied history? It's a tale told by an idiot. Full of sound and fury, signifying
Kind of like muttering to herself.
Dante is like raises an eyebrow at the weird Shakespeare quote battle going back and forth over here.
She's from the actual place. I can't compete. Do you want the rest of my sandwich? I've had what I wanted.
There's still every single bit of the sandwich except for the mustard,
Absolutely.
just in her hand.
Sure. She starts to put the sandwich back.
She goes over and she wipes her hand on Jennifer's pea coat. And Jennifer slams her fist into Sight of Seven's chest.
Yo.
Not the coat. Anything but the coat. And she instantly pulls out a silk handkerchief and starts to rub it away.
It's pretty metal.
I believe our next plan is to go to the warehouse where they're based. We are working on downstream's interests and your own.
And our own, of
And
course,
our own,
as well.
of course.
Dew looks back and forth. Did you want to speak to Goose before you left?
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't need Goose's blessing, but we want to know that Goose understands what we're bringing.
Jennifer straightens up for a second and says, I don't think that they're ready to see the heart of the Cairn. And Dew says, is it that you don't think that they're ready? Or is it that you aren't sure that you're ready to trust them? There is a difference. Go. Go. And Jennifer stands up, turns around, just walks off into the forest, and Juan goes, are you sure that's okay? That that's wise? And Dew says, I don't. But I never needed to know that something was wise, to know that something was right. Wisdom is overrated sometimes, don't you agree? And Juan, her face just blanches. But the spirits ask for us to follow the lines of honor, and glory, and wisdom. Wisdom as well. And Dew says, yeah, I understand.
Goose will just bite our asses if she doesn't want us there.
Yeah.
If you're going to serve the Cairn of the Weathered Storm, then you should at least know what you're getting into. I will take you to the heart.
Thank you.
Is there anything we should know about the heart before we see it, before we are in its presence?
It is not a pleasant place to be.
All right.
When you've finished eating, we'll go.
Ryan finishes as her last few bites.
Yeah.
Yep.
If there's any blood left on Dante, I don't know. Did you clean? Did he? Clean
No, not
himself at
really.
all?
No, but
You won't. Do you want me to clean your face for you?
Dante just basically dunks his hand into the water and splashes himself a little bit.
Right.
I'll be fine. Do a little more later. This is important right now.
Were you looking to lick his face?
Yeah, Troyan.
Only if he wanted me to.
Dante like kind of tucks himself behind Troyan and just shakes his head.
What a lovely pack. I'll be seeing you. I'm not welcome in the heart right now.
Cool. Ah, Chris.
Juan just like
Incredible.
once again her hands just like fly up to her mouth for a second and then okay.
And do says if you're ready.
Dante will like make a point of thanking Juan and then also Sight of Seven.
Oh, don't thank me. You've given me more entertainment today than I've had in a week.
I'll try to keep you entertained the next time we're back.
Anytime someone manages to see a Shadow Lord and comes out on top, that's not a bad day for me. It's going to eat at her for at least a day.
The fact that we're going to the heart.
The fact that she couldn't make you bow to her. It's all right. I'm prejudiced.
I'm just trying to not disturb the peace. What little peace exists.
That's perfect.
Peace. I hate the word.
Should have brought frozen peas for Goose.
As I hate hell. All Montagues. But not thee.
Is that a specific type of goose?
It's just like,
Montagoose? Like, because it's on the mountain?
I should go.
it's pretty clever.
If Dew is walking, Troyan is
Yeah, Dew is
trying
walking.
is following very quickly.
It's a really,
What?
it's good wordplay.
What?
It was good wordplay. It was good.
Wordplay.
Is it not Montagoose?
I don't think it is. So there was this guy called Shakespeare.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of Shakespeare. I watched whatever Gen Z equivalent of Wishbone would be.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Do we have
Something
We.
that would have
Or what the fuck, Scott? Sorry. Whoa.
something that would have
man.
done some sort of because also like Romeo plus Juliet was also our generation.
That's
so
true.
whatever that generation's version of a shitty Romeo and Juliet.
Was
summary.
I quoting
Tell us-
Tybalt or was I quoting John Leguizamo?
All right. Come at us in the comments.
I watched television show. I know Romeo and Juliet. Like I'm not completely uncultured.
All right. A short distance away from where the moon is, there's a few posts that seem to have claw marks carved into them. Not like, oh, I've randomly slashed a post, but someone has deliberately made certain glyphs. You can recognize a few of them. Different tribes. Silverfang, Shadow Lord, Child of Gaia. But if you look at all of them, there are two that are missing.
Mm-hmm.
Bone Gnar, Glasswalker.
Yeah.
But there's room for these posts. In fact, you can even still see the divots in the ground. But the posts are not there. And then among all of these posts, there is a small trap door that is set. We're here. Pay no attention. You are welcome. You've already helped to serve the Cairn, and I am pleased to share this with you. When you go inside, you may at that point take yourselves across if you wish to see Goose herself. Or you could just simply sit and feel the I'll leave you to it.
is everything all right too?
No. But if it were, we wouldn't be facing Apocalypse, would we?
I suppose not.
It's already upon us, too.
We'll see.
All right.
He opens the trap door and then walks away back into the woods. It's dark. but it does seem that there's enough room for somebody to shimmy themselves down.
Sort of like a ladder situation, or just like literally just like a tunnel, like
there's
a
handholds.
Oh, okay.
But they're natural handholds. It's not like somebody's, jammed a few rungs in there.
Troy
Selfies Quebec.
moves for the trapdoor. She moves to start heading in.
Dante's impulse is to like take out his phone and like put the flashlight on, but he won't. And you have a lighter?
The answer is just a little click with
Nice.
a small lighter.
Okay, cool.
Probably.
Yeah.
No, Troy doesn't have like Zippo tricks, like.
Oh my god, so cool. Incredible. And we'll follow Troyan into the dark, so to speak. Oh god.
Are you
Yeah,
also?
I head down.
Macro stays outside.
So cool.
When you reach the bottom, you're standing in a cave that's no larger than the room that we're in right now. The walls are dimly lit from the flickering light in your relatively small flame. But across it, you can see that there were magnificent, beautiful carvings across all the walls, and you can tell that there's some of it is part of history here. Names of those who have been here before. And funnily enough, a name that isn't the name of what it is here, but Cairn of Storm's Fury,
Interesting.
written across the top.
Storm apostrophe S?
Yes. But only half the wall with its carvings seems to have survived intact. The rest seems to have been scorched away. There's scrapes here, not the delicate motion of a claw trying to create, but of someone being pushed against it, scrabbling against the wall in an attempt to flee. And yet, there's still a sense of peace down here. The same kind of scent in the air when you first open the door to a huge snowfall. The same warmth down here is when you finally get inside from that snowfall. And oddly enough, the same potential. A potential like a good night's sleep. There are no chairs in this room. Nothing that would be considered man-made. When you look down, there are shoots coming out of the ground. Lichen, fungus. Something trying to survive down here, despite the fact that there's no light. Something happened here. It isn't clear what.
Dante is going to immediately sort of start moving, like, carefully and with a sense of not trying to disturb the place, towards the wall with the sort of marks on it. He's going to lay his hand against the wall. John, I'd like to call upon... Oh, I need to shift if I'm going to do this, but I'd like to call upon one of my gifts. To see if I can discern any sort of vision of what may have happened.
What gift is that?
Sight from beyond. These are prophetic. These are like prophetic visions that kind of like sometimes come to Dante, but he can like try to call upon them himself as well. But I do need to be in a supernatural form, which I just realized. So, Rhinos it is. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yay!
So I think he reaches out and places a hand on the wall and like takes a deep breath and closing his eyes, I'm gonna shift into Glabro. So I'll make my rage check to do so and
Okay.
just see about like really taking in not what's on the wall, but maybe what's behind it, the feeling of what may have left these impressions. That's a success.
So is your rage check?
That was my rage check, yeah.
Okay.
No, oh, right, I could have done that at the same time, right?
There's no pool to roll.
Right.
Here. That's if you
Oh.
want clues about what I tell you.
Okay.
But it will cost you one willpower because you're trying to use it as opposed to it coming unbidden to you, at which point then it would be free.
Right.
Free.
I can't wait for you to be like, oh, mid-combat, huh? Too bad about these visions that are... Oh! Anyway, that's for another time. But...
A thing
Skip
flashback.
Dante's turn.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay, new character quirk unlocked.
What are you doing while he's doing this?
Tryon is slowly stepping around the room, but like trying to be very mindful not to disturb even the ground. And she's looking very intently at all of the names and the any writing. She's like almost trying to commit it to memory.
There's a name that keeps coming up.
Yeah.
Cleaves the lie.
Mm.
But every time that you see the representation of his name on the walls, everything surrounding it has been scratched out, cut away, burned. And yet his name still stands, as if someone was deliberately trying not to blacken his name out.
Interesting.
No problem. What is Macris doing here?
Standing out of the way.
Standing out of the way.
Staying out of the way, listening, watching.
All right.
Trying not to fuck anything up.
Just Bonar things.
Hashtag just Bonar.
Just
Yeah.
Bonar.
Could I then ask you specifically? I'm going to ask you to roll your composure awareness, please.
Social test, 2 dice penalty. I gotta get out of Glabro.
There's whispering. It's comforting, almost. And a sense that if there's one thing that has never been down here, it's an enemy. For you,
Yeah.
you can see a bonfire. One that has been very, very carefully crafted. Have you ever crafted a true bonfire, one that's massive?
I assisted once and it's quite an experience.
It's
Yeah,
an
once it gets
experience.
going,
And it takes a lot of knowledge how to build one so that it funnels the heat and the smoke effectively. And then there's a lot of different things you can do with a bonfire. Some burn pieces of paper that have their secrets or their regrets written on them so that they can cast them away. Others bring the elements of their past that they wish to rid themselves of, like an ex-lover's laundry, a test that they flunked. But you see a bonfire here just before it's lit. And you can see that there are elements of it that are not stable, as if somebody has come along and taken away certain elements in order to make sure that once it's lit, it will collapse, spreading the fire further than it ever intended to go. People have been hanging their regrets on this fire before it even has a chance to light. And yet you can see that there's one person who is attempting to light the fire underneath. But it's a wolf. A wolf who is carrying a torch in her muzzle. Wolves are not accustomed to carrying fire. It isn't a tool that they use. But the wolf is trying as much as she can to get to the point where she can light this fire before too much of it is taken away, or too many regrets are hung on it. And as you see the smoke start to rise, the whole structure collapses. The wolf skitters back, but it's too late. It's already caught flame. It's already starting to burn, and it's far too close to the tree line. That's what you see.
Yeah. Dante steps back and, in this sort of somewhat monstrous humanoid form that he's in right now, withdraws his hand from the wall and turns to take in the rest of the room with his packmates as well. What happened here? Why is this place... It was destroyed, but not by enemies.
Trying to erase memories, or maybe it was an accident, or...
Doesn't feel like an accident, does it?
It doesn't.
Someone knows what happened here. Perhaps this... The heart of the cairn. Perhaps this has something to do with the mountain itself. Sometimes our actions can revisit doubly upon the spirit world. Sometimes what we do can affect it even more than we know. I don't know. And I'll take a moment to shift back to Hamid.
Are you planning on stepping sideways? Oh, that's not even called that anymore. Sorry.
I did have a question mark there. Oh
This
yes,
is
okay,
good.
yes, there we go. Yeah. I had the
Rite of
briefest
Shadow
of moments.
Passage. I'm sorry.
I
You're
was
on
like,
an open flame. Are you planning?
no,
to-
I was thinking in Glabro you have to move like a crab or whatever.
Oh,
But nobody told me that. I was just like, oh shit.
And yet, socials is what takes a penalty, not learning to walk in a straight line.
Stepping
though.
sideways was the old term for crossing the gauntlet into the Umbra.
Mm-hmm. Which is now I understand. I understand the shorthand. I think that is. Whoops.
I think you told me that's what it used to be. I was like, I know what you mean. La, la, la.
And I was like, doo doo doo. Yeah, I think if we want to, Club Crab, I think the plan is to bring what we know to Goose. Here, of all places. I wonder if this place also has the same feeling. Well, here. And yeah, I'm gonna start essentially a rite of shadow passage. Unlike back up on the surface the last time, where Dante had brought with him some some technical equipment to sort of make this happen. Instead, this time, hey, thanks, Salvage. This time he's going to perform the rite much, much more simply. By taking Trine's lighter, if she'll part with it for a moment.
She does.
It's getting quite hot.
Yeah. Okay. he's going to ask that all three of us join hands, and then we're going to blow out the light and pass through. The rite is very simple today.
Do you want to just take half?
Yeah,
Go through?
I do. I think that's 5, so 3? Yeah. No, rounds down, eh?
2, but you're in an active cairn. The gauntlet here is the thinnest that it could possibly be.
Fantastico.
And you've been walking like a crab.
Stunting.
Famous.
Kidding. It's not-
Stunting.
Hey.
Thank you, yeah. I will.
When you blow out the fire, it's pitch dark here. No light even comes up from the trap door that is still open. But then you can feel damp wood underneath you, but it's not wood like lumber. It's more of a nest. Macris, you probably have the best night vision out of everyone here. And so your eyes adjust first to see that standing next to you is Fox. Just a ways away, not quite in the nest that you're standing in, which is quite large, but is patiently waiting and then nods to you, only you, as if acknowledging for just one moment. And then you hear a shuffling. Come closer. Let me see you.
Macris steps forward.
Dante's looking for the source of the voice, but will also step. You know, Macris knows what she's doing.
It's hard to say that a goose is elegant. They're not particularly elegant creatures. They are bulbous, fierce in some ways. Their necks are designed for stabbing forward as opposed to attracting a mate. But there's a dignity in Goose. Although her wing has been plucked of half of its feathers, to the point where she would not be able to fly. She cradles it, and yet with her other wing she has set it forward, almost as if a shield. I see. It's all right, children. Come closer. Sit with me a while.
Macris sits
Yeah.
close.
Yep. Yeah.
Examining the sort of like, I mean, Dante is examining the sort of like wounded,
Mm.
plucked, maybe not wounded, wing.
It is wounded.
Okay.
It's not that somebody has come along and been like, I'll take that wing, and I'll take this one.
This will be great for my
It's
pillow.
been- it's someone has attacked it, the wing itself, to the point where the feathers have been torn away. And you can see just past that there's a small little hoard. Keys. Small bits of plastic. Paper. Beautiful tiny bell. Keys to Bar Balthazar.
She immediately checks her pockets
They're very distinct.
and like
Sheet.
kind of tenses.
Dante's driver's license.
Oh, my.
You had one?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, nice.
I have a driver's
I thought you
license.
said you couldn't drive.
Well, I have drive 0. I mean,
You
I
can
can't.
drive with drive.
Yeah, yeah. I just mean I can't.
No, I know. It's
Oh,
just-
I
you-
see, I see.
You were like, I thought you said something about
Oh.
how you couldn't drive.
It could be your RAMQ card instead if you'd prefer.
No, I'd rather have that.
Blockbuster membership card.
Best Buy.
I feel like I'm Glasswalker would still carry one.
Your
Oh, for
lifetime
sure, actually.
loyalty.
Actually, thank you. That is a great idea.
Premium member.
Along with one set of keys to your apartment.
Sorry it's so dark. It's been a while since I've been able to bear the light of fire.
Something happened to you.
Something happens to us all, child. It is not life without struggle.
Who hurt you?
Everyone. Fox tells me that he passed along my message. No one comes to see me these days. They serve me, but they don't see me. No one visits the heart of the Cairn.
Seems like a place of painful memories.
That is what I understand. But the Cairn itself is starting to wane. And it is only a matter of time before I do as well. Save the mountain, if you can.
We can, we want to.
For it would seem that others cannot.
We have information for you.
Oh?
About the ones who are threatening the mountain.
Please.
In exchange, could I please have my keys back?
Oh, these are yours.
Yes.
Goose bends over, and as she bends over to take the keys into her beak, another couple of feathers shed from the wing and then fall back down to the ground.
Brutal.
And then she arcs her head forward.
Thank you. Is what's happening to your wing, is that tied to what's happening to the mountain? Or is there someone more corporeal that we need to teach a lesson to?
Fire. Fire everywhere. I understand that you have used fire for a very long time. And it is a wonderful thing to be warm. I have not been warm. But I could not bear to see the flames again.
Perhaps we can find you a way to warm you one day, soon. Without fire.
There's a kindness in you. All of you. Has it not been beat out of you yet?
Not yet. We're still, idealists, maybe.
No. I appreciate that. Something magnificent about kindness. Something I could never grasp. Do not look afraid. There is no sorrow here. I've survived. And I protect. It is the most and the least that I can do.
You and Fox, everyone out there seems to understand that you don't get along, and yet your purposes are the same. You're both trying to protect the mountain, to save the mountain. And you're both here right now.
It's because I chase her. And off behind the nest, the voice of your patron spirit speaks.
Because I will steal from her. I will take her eggs to feed. But that does not mean that I do not respect her. And it does not mean that she cannot fight back.
The circle of life must continue, one way or another. Right now, that circle is breaking.
Could you show me this circle?
I don't think I can. There's... everything lives, is born, lives, and dies, and needs to eat to survive, but the taking is outweighing the giving.
I so enjoy listening to new ideas and voices. You do me great honor by coming here. And you understand. Just because I am chaste does not mean that I don't enjoy every once in a while giving as good as I get. But someone is taking from this mountain. Fire has exposed it. And as a result, others have taken notice and are scavenging among the flames and embers. There's only so much that I can do. I've protected this place for as long as I have. There's only so much more that I can do before I wish I had better news.
Goose,
Yes.
we're here in part to offer you information, but we are also here in part to seek your wisdom.
Oh,
To
I like that. And then there's this little like
Very good.
ruffling of her feathers on her breast.
To heal. Does one heal from within by strengthening the bonds within yourself until you can defend yourself more fully? Or does one heal from without by striking at those who would do you more harm and giving yourself the time you need to heal?
Do you need to choose?
I hope not.
I will sit upon my clutch to protect them. There are times where I will leave the nest and I will absolutely poke someone in order to encourage them to stay away. I will feed because I need to remain strong. But I will also move to find a new nest, to find a new place to settle. It isn't a simple answer, young Theurge. One heals by healing. And I can see how each of you would do so differently. There's a woman who is no longer here, who has disappeared, and who is healing because of you.
Because of us. Oh, never mind. Yep. Thought you meant somebody else.
How soon you forget.
You talking about the woman we destroyed?
No, the woman we saved and sent to BC.
Ah, yes.
But I was thinking of...
I got no longer here.
That's only the first step. So many more are waiting. But there are those who are damaged because of this, the fire. And there are those who are damaged because they now fear flame. I am both. There is no one cure.
Then you should know what we have found. And while I realize some of these names may mean nothing to you, wanted to offer it to you as a sign of good faith.
So enjoy stories. Will you tell me?
I'm no Galliard.
You don't have to be.
But I can try.
You could sum up what you
Yeah.
learned if you'd prefer.
And I don't think we leave anything out, hey? Like, we're
No.
very thorough.
No, including things like about downstream, which Goose has no, sway over.
I've never been there.
There you go. Oh, never been there. Ironically, Goose has never been downstream.
Hold eye contact with the camera for like 3 seconds and then look away.
I need like an office zoom here, yeah. But yeah, no, exactly. We sum up, and we thanks, Aragorn. Yeah, we sum up and provide this information to Goose.
Here. It's the least I can do.
And your keys and your driver's license are placed.
I
You
go to return the keys.
to your pocket?
No, like to Goose, and then I pause and put them back in my pocket. I don't always check my pockets.
Good. Do not take sadness away from this place. Gaia lives here. I can still feel her breath lifting my wings, and I can still hear her sigh. And even though when one listens, one can hear her cries, here she knows that there is only one thing in the end. No matter what any other spirit tells you, whether it's Fox or any other, there is hope here. And it is only when the hope is gone that I will leave as well. I like your hair.
She says this without looking at any of the three of you particularly.
Oh, okay.
Goose, this fire, this attack on the Cairn, it is a very prickly subject with everyone who lives here, and is there something we can say that will somehow help us understand and not make them hate us more just for not being around?
I've noticed that when someone is injured, they don't particularly enjoy someone else stuffing a hand in the wound. I also know that there are times where that might be necessary. But don't start reaching inside someone's injury unless you know what you're doing. Otherwise, it might be better to find out what happened somewhere else. And once you know what you're doing, once you're sure of what the cure should be, then you can start doing what you must. But step too quickly, they may bite back. I would.
I would too. Noted. Thank you.
You need only ask the right ones. I wish I could tell you who they are.
We'll just have to find them.
No doubt. You're young. There is power in youth. Experience also has power, but it's another kind.
And Fox is good at finding the things that are hidden. as his rat.
It's what I do.
I was startled. That's...
Fox sits back on his haunches. His tongue lolls out. It almost looks like he's laughing, except you can't hear it.
That's what we're going to do then. We're going to heal the mountain, Goose. We will. And it starts with finding out why these people tipped.
I look forward to hearing more.
We will be back with news.
I have no doubt.
Thank you for the keys.
Yes. Keys.
There's a little like Dante is gonna jingle the keys in his pocket.
Yes. The chase is still on.
Exactly.
She clips her keys back onto her carabiner.
I do not.
Ties that onto her pants.
Just like the idea of having decoy keys
Yeah.
for Goose all the time.
So many, just full.
Having been, I mean, unless there are more questions to ask, having been dismissed, Dante will lead the right back into, back through the gauntlet. Essentially, he's going to ask each person in turn to use the lighter to essentially cover the flame and then uncover it, and we'll pass it around and do that.
Okay.
Until we pass back
Yeah.
through the gauntlet. Decoys.
That familiar wrenching of your stomach passed through the gauntlet, and you're back in a very, very dark room. But here, the trapdoor, at least, you can see that there's some light above you.
Before we move on, could I request a break if this would be a good time for it? Otherwise, I will just step away and go
do
pee.
the thing as well.
All right.
Do the thing.
Thank you.
Yay. Ooh.
Ooh.
We're taking a short break.
Are we, though?
Yeah.
Nah, we don't do short breaks.
Medium length. We'll be as quick as we can. Actually, I'm gonna.
Yeah, go for it.
Right. Back in a jiff.
Time to pee and get a drink. These are separate activities. Not if you don't try. But
Medium break.
the break's only going to last a few minutes.
Yeah.
Ersoitska.
Arstoiska, yeah.
Glory?
Glory to Arstoiska.
So therefore, Astorica brings you glory as well? Is that justification for you to buy
Cause
it?
no trouble.
See. Peace was never an option.
Correct. We are Guru after all. Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yep. I feel like I've got end of game commentary, not break commentary.
Oh, end of game commentary, like end of campaign commentary?
No, just end of session commentary.
I see. Are there questions
Thumbs up.
out there for people?
Yeah.
Now's a good time to ask. We can throw them up there.
Piecing out is an option.
Piecing out is always an option.
I don't think Macris can ever piece out. I think Macris will only ever storm now.
I think Macros could render someone into pieces and then be out.
Truth.
You could cut my life into pieces, but really that's a last resort.
Yeah. I've never had a close-up encounter with a goose. Fortunately, I do know that there is a photo album somewhere of my brother when he was very young, who decided to throw his shoes around because he was at that age, probably 1 or 2, and the goose got the shoe. So there's a picture There's a photo of the encounter.
I have. So there was a time when I was still studying stage combat in earnest, and oh geez. Okay, so I was at the University of Waterloo attending a workshop. 2 weeks of this. It was brutal. It is probably the most physically intensive thing that I've ever had to do. Aside from the advanced stage combat training that I had to do then the following year. But the University of Waterloo, if you don't know, is a beautiful campus that is covered in Canada geese. So there is goose shit everywhere and geese who do not like it when you approach them. And when we were at this thing, we would start the day with a run. And I don't know why, because it's not like we weren't going to be spending the rest of our day also doing physical activity, but sure, why not? We'll start with a run. So we were running around the campus, and of course there were things like, if there was a wall, you'd have to jump up onto the wall, and if there was stairs, you'd have to take them 3 at a time, and then 2 at a time, and then 1 at a time. Anyway, and then at one point, the person who was leading the race spotted a bunch of geese. Now, we were warned to not fuck with the geese, very specifically. And so this person, rightfully so, turned and headed away from them. But there was somebody who I was running with because he had been injured a bit before. Nothing too serious, but he asked me to stay with him just in case, right? Like he had a... later on, actually, I would wrench my own ankle, but he had something with his foot. I don't even remember what it was.
Sound warning, can you explain further, Salika? Oh,
Sound-
like as in, that is like intelligent sound,
okay.
grounded, I think maybe. Like, I was like, is something wrong with our sound?
And he did not jump on the walls because he wasn't going to. So he went around and he ran smack dab into a goose. And I went with him because I was and so there we were with a goose. And the goose was just like, nuh-uh, and just started flapping its wings and running right at us. So we turn around and I yank him. And we're just like, no, we're going back to the path. And this goose was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, until we got back to the path. And then it was like, right. Turned back around. And I was just like,
Yeah.
And the other guy's like, well, why? What's the big deal? It's just a goose. And I'm like, that goose will fuck you up. And
Yeah.
then we rejoined the group. But like, it was an accidental meeting of a goose, and that goose was not pleased. It's like, you're on my territory now, motherfucker. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Also, goose shit is
The worst.
rank.
Yeah, there's that, but it's also there's a place that's got like a boardwalk that was on my way to a theater that I was working at, and it was covered in goose droppings, and I was in a hurry, and I wiped out and fell real hard on my elbow. So yeah, they cause chaos wherever they go.
Yep. And of course, there are multiple different kinds of geese, but the one thing that if there's anything that you take away from this session at all, it's that it's Canada geese, not Canadian geese. The name is Canada goose or Canada geese.
Yeah. There were a couple of questions up in chat that have been scrolled past with everyone's discussion.
Oh, let me check this out.
They weren't like exclamation mark Q. They were just like comments and questions. Moved out of sight.
All right.
They
Yes,
don't
you can ask
necessarily
about
need to
Dante's
be
Dragon.
pulled
So
up.
Flower of August asked, Waterloo, did you win the battle just to lose the war?
Very good.
Knock. Elliespot, how is the World of Darkness 5th in terms of dead bodies? 3rd edition was very our world, but much darker. Murder happens. Police doesn't have time to deal with it all. The World of Darkness, I would like to say, is basically the way you need it to be for your campaign. If you need it to be the World of Darkness and you need it to be super grimdark and everything, that's fine. If you need it to be the World of Insufficient Light, that's also okay. 5th edition is very much, I think, designed to be like, this is a world in decline, but it's left a bit more open-ended as to how effective
various police agencies and the like are when it comes to finding a dead body. The reality that we're using in here is pay attention to it, but we're not going to go too hard on the details unless the people who you've attracted notice to aren't just your bog standard police, but perhaps a more
Elite
effective
force.
law enforcement agency. Elite force.
The Avengers
On
are
that
after us.
subject, that was the other question, was how much do our characters keep up real IDs and stuff? And we haven't revealed the backs of our character sheets, but at least one of us has mask.
At least one of us.
Correct.
That's true. Those will eventually, I think, make their way
Yeah.
sort of onto the wiki or somewhere. For those who are, because on the back is where we, mention advantages and flaws and merits, which I think a lot of people are very curious about. It's gonna be out there.
Well. Keep wondering.
Yeah.
Nice.
One thing that I will say is that all three players have a secret that they have not revealed to the other players.
Please cue up the Pretty Little Liars theme song in 3, 2. One.
That was close.
It's creepy. It's creepy to me. Yeah. Oh, Aragorn also has a secret. Or was queuing up
A
the Pretty
secret
Little
or
Liars
was
theme.
queuing up the theme. So many possibilities.
Are you ready to get back into it?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. I am.
Yeah, ready.
Get out of this bop.
It's so hard. Yeah.
Theological Bear, I'm so glad you're here.
What a way to bring us back into game.
Love that.
I'm now going to be thankful for my own sphincters.
Yep.
Of which, how many does a human body have? How many sphincters?
37.
At least a couple, because there's one at the bottom of the stomach, and there's one in the 2, 4. That's far too many sphincters.
One for each season.
Watch. Ellie Spot's going to be like, no, it's... And then I'm going to be like, fucking owned.
We're
Yeah.
gonna find out.
Well, after you insulted Swedish scientists earlier, I feel
did not
like
insult
you are
Swedish
owed an own.
I did not.
I did
I
not.
love Swedes. They're great.
A seasonal.
Who doesn't?
A man
doesn't
for all
love
sphincters.
Man for us.
All right.
God damn.
I climb out of the hole.
Yeah, we
Oh,
are
great.
absolutely heading back out and closing the trapdoor behind us to return it to its state.
When you emerge from the trapdoor, there's a wolf sitting just outside the door, waiting. It's a wolf that you haven't seen yet. There's some patches of red along its gray fur.
Like coloration or like blood?
Coloration.
Okay.
What color was its fur again?
Gray with some red.
Yeah. We obviously stop and take a look. Yeah.
Speaking in the way of wolves. By the way, the book does not make it clear how wolves communicate to other people in this game. Wolves and other guru can communicate in that they understand each other. Wolves, while in wolf form, have certain limited ability to, like, they certainly wouldn't be able to deliver, say, the Gettysburg Address, or recite Tybalt's. Jeez. I hate the word. Like, no. But they can communicate well enough with each other.
People are still talking about sphincters.
Let's let chat go off.
Well, Elliespot had a question for you.
I think 4 is specifically the number of sphincters in the digestive tract.
No, wait.
Is what I'm going for.
Macros.
At least that's what I learned in biology class 20 years ago. So let's just, 30. Yeah.
Well,
All right, never mind. Sniffing around.
you brought us here.
I understand. There's a shift, and there's a man who sits with flannel. Just lots of flannel.
Nice.
He's got a holster, or a sheath, I should say, that's hanging by his side, and a very simple-looking handle poking out of it, but the knife looks large. Going in places that you maybe shouldn't.
No one else to bother.
Oh. Interesting that somebody who's been here all of 3 times can start casting judgment on everyone else.
She isn't looking good.
She looks like a survivor, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Well, then I'd say that looks pretty good.
Looks like she's losing the fight.
No one's losing any fight.
Macros laughed for a moment or two.
What makes you so sure?
What, you think everything's hunky-dory? Life's good?
I
We
think
should just take a nap?
maybe you need to look beyond something. We all carry wounds. Wounds means that we're alive. I'm sorry, maybe we haven't met properly.
My name's Macros.
I'm Brandon. No moon? No moon. Let me guess. From the way that you look... Yeah.
Do you have anything to tell us?
I was just told to keep an eye on the place to make sure that you weren't disturbed.
Great.
So you went to go see the old bird, huh?
Yeah, we did. Felt it only fair that we provide something to her for allowing us to be here in this place that she protects. You don't just walk by a protector without offering them something.
There's an easy thing to solve all the problems that we have right now. Just stay out of it.
Oh,
We'll sort ourselves out. We always do.
huh.
Cool. Great. Bye. Good luck with the Fomori at your door and the fire and all the other shit going down. I guess our help isn't wanted. I'll go check the other side of the mountain. Do you own, like, every square inch? Do you own, like, the graveyards? Can I hang out there?
There's
Hang out
laughter
in
in
the
the
graveyard.
trees. Careful. She might be gunning for your job under the knife. And Juan pokes her head out. Don't mind him. If he had his way, the only way that we'd solve anything would be just by burying whatever came along here that wasn't Guru.
You've had to say that about a lot of your compatriots.
Juan immediately starts, like, taking, like, 3 steps back. I thought
No, I'm sorry that that's the case, that you feel like you have to apologize for everyone. That sucks.
Can I go now? Brendan just looks at the three of you.
You don't want to bother with us.
It's not that I don't want to bother you with you. It's that I just don't understand.
And why bother trying?
I'll get you back for that one.
Bye.
He turns and he starts walking away, and Juan comes out, and she's just got a massive smile on her face. I don't have to apologize for everyone. And he means well. I think he takes his no-moon nature a little too seriously.
Ironic? Kind of.
Right?
Yeah.
But I get it.
Not like Downstream was all peaches and cream either.
That is true.
What is Downstream like? I've never been.
Focused. And tense.
Sometimes I think we could use a little focus around here. But don't let Jennifer Slade hear, or for that matter, Cleaves the Lie. I don't think either of them would really appreciate us being compared to Downstream that way.
Who's your favorite person here?
Sky.
You two get along.
It's kind of easy. We're in the same tribe.
Did you know each other before you came here?
Guy's the one who brought me here. We do our best to make sure that this place stays safe. And, well, sometimes I feel like we're the only two who are trying to welcome new people here. There's a lot of resentment here.
Letting new people into your life and into your confidence breeds risk.
They won't even tell me what happened.
We are trying to find out.
Sometimes I wish I would. Wait, that made no sense. Sometimes I wish they would tell me. Also, sometimes I wish that I worked like an 80s tape deck.
The truth will out. There's no use in keeping secrets of that magnitude from each other. Maybe someone wants to put the past behind them, and that's a fine attitude to carry, but our history informs where we are headed. Juan,
Did I just fuck up? Hold on.
That's
I
what it says on my...
may have just fucked up. Yep,
Yeah,
Juan is a heart warden.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
A heart warden, a rune.
Yeah.
Oh, happy days.
Oh, weird.
Let's kick some ass, defending
Yeah,
our house.
Juan is definitely a heart warden and was always intended to be. Cool. There's only one Black Fury in this cairn.
Yes.
And it's you and maybe
Copy
someone else.
paste or
No, Guy.
And,
Our sweet friend Guy Boucher, who we have not met yet.
oh, in this guy suit.
Black Fury's in the sky.
might have been a copy paste error or something.
Might have been. I mean, look, I will be the first to say I have absolutely made mistakes like this in the past, which is why I check. And I am not above retconning shit if I want to.
You've also never created so many NPCs for the start of a campaign before. Like, this is super impressive.
Well,
Is it any wonder that some stuff got shoveled around?
look, if you've never met them, they don't exist yet.
That's right.
That is true.
Anyway. Sorry.
Do
I
they
don't know.
resent you for the fact that you don't know about their past and you're here?
No. But I don't ask questions.
So you're well treated.
As much as everyone else is. To be honest, I needed a home and they've given me one. I'm not going to say no to that.
Of course. Home is important.
Maybe it's just because it was the first group that I came across. Maybe that's it. Maybe I would be just as at home in downstream or somewhere else. I don't know. I'm not sure I could handle being underground that much, though. I like the sky.
Exactly. If this place hasn't... If you haven't felt the need to leave this place, to be called away from it, then it must be calling to you.
Well, you know, Goose treats us well, and I learned pretty quickly that I should just be carrying extra keys.
Yeah. Yeah, we all have.
Goose, I think she wants company.
That's a little harder for us to give. Well, Sight of Seven is already on the outs with Goose. I don't know why, but they're not talking. And, I mean, Alice... I don't really know Alice that well. And those are our theurges, so... I'm not impressing you, am I?
You don't have to impress us.
It's not our business to come into a cairn and start bossing you around.
Well, maybe
how
it
should
is.
be run.
I mean, look, your Ragabash has been doing just that, and that's what you're supposed to do. Cleaves the Lie told us very specifically that you should always listen to a Ragabash, even when they're wrong. But I don't think you're wrong. I think you've been calling people out who need to be called out. And, I know that one day that's going to be me, and maybe I won't feel the same way, but I get it. Maybe it's just because our own Ragabash haven't been doing their jobs.
Yeah, so... Weird.
Mm-hmm. We have our mission on, and it isn't entirely here at the Cairn, but part of that mission of healing, part of healing is repairing rifts. And so while we don't intend to open up old wounds, we will push people here, and we will try to make sure that people understand they can't look to the past or look away from their fellow Guru.
You know, sometimes I wonder if we lost because of us.
What do you mean?
The worm's always been told to me as a force that has overstepped. Maybe that's true. I don't know, but maybe it's our fault. We just couldn't get along. And that just made everything worse. I don't know. I'm still young, and I'm sure that everything that I'm saying is pretty stupid.
No.
If we all got along all the time, we would be children of the Weaver, and we would never change.
Have you met any children of the Weaver? I've heard stories of were-spiders.
I can't say that I have. Maybe one day, though.
Okay.
If anyone ever makes you feel stupid, or that you being young means you don't know anything, come and talk to us. often don't see eye to eye, but we value each other's differing levels of experience. We're at the
You
bar.
don't see eye to eye?
We have different ways of solving problems.
Macris like unslouches and stands up, I think taller than either of these other two.
Probably.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
The magic of role-playing.
I get to be taller.
Yay.
Yeah, how tall is Macros?
Oh, like 6'2", 6'4", something like that.
Whoa!
Almost 2
And that's in Hobbit.
meters. Yeah.
No, it's in Lupus. Oh, God!
Holy.
Boom, boom. Oh!
We're all like, ah. You're great.
Just tall.
Tall.
Oh.
But yeah, Juan, Brian's right. If you ever want to see a part of the city that isn't right here on the mountain, Bar Balthazar's not too far. It's no Cairn, but
How dare you?
it isn't.
Kidding.
But it's a good place. And we're usually there, so can't be that bad.
I appreciate it. Is there anything else that I can get for you? Or are you staying here?
I don't think that would be appreciated.
Could you, though, extend the invitation to the bar to everyone that they can?
Okay.
They're all welcome.
All of them?
Yes.
Even Brandon?
Yes.
Okay. I'll make sure to tell everyone.
We're not about to start grudges.
Yeah, we finished them.
We finished them.
That's fair.
And Macris helps us dispose of the evidence.
I was like, yeah, bring him over to our turf. I'll make sure to. He enjoys a nice table. Maybe some chairs.
Oh my god!
Why is your Hispo so huge?
This is Lupus.
I mean, she's a wolfski. Like,
Yeah,
she's
yeah, yeah.
a big old doggo.
That's great. It's so funny.
Hey! Jennifer starts to approach. I hope you don't mind. I did some checking. I looked around the area where you had your fight. And I didn't find any evidence. Good work. Glad that we're not going to be catching that heat.
People did run. We'll see what they say. We'll see what comes from it.
But if anything, they're going to be coming back for us, not here.
And we'll meet them when they do.
Come back when you've learned more. You'll let them in, won't you? Oh, yeah, of course. Yep. Yeah. They've invited us to go to a bar. When we want. Her bar. Their bar. Bar Balthazar. Bar.
Does Jennifer look interested by this invitation? As weirdly as it was delivered.
Yeah.
Okay. She nods. Her face, an inscrutable wall. I mean, if you want, you can try to figure out what that is.
Ryan nods back, similarly expressionless.
You don't want to try your luck on some insight rolls here?
Actually,
I
I do
do
have a
not.
specialty, so maybe I should, right?
Yeah, read
But I
it.
have been rolling so poorly
You got
today,
to.
y'all. Okay, here we go.
You're also an Arun.
So she keeps her
Go.
face inscrutable, but tries to scrut the inscrutable.
Ah. Let us see who outscrewed.
Let us see who outscrutes.
Scroot.
Ew.
Sorry.
More brutals. I throwed her.
Oh my god. No, God.
Is this what kind of?
We're out inciting each other, so I will have you roll your manipulation insight.
Perfect. And if I do have a specialty, is that
What's your
one?
specialty in?
Oh, motives.
No, you're trying to figure out whether she's interested in something as opposed to why she's doing something. So it does not
Perfect.
apply this time.
Sounds
But it
like
would
a
be plus
plan.
one.
It would have been a +1. Okay, perfect. That's all right.
That's
So we
kind
got
of the
it.
tidy thing about fifth is like +1 die is kind of
Yeah,
the
it's
default.
really straight. Yeah.
Scrutty score.
Excuse me? What did you call me?
Well, I had half a brutal outcome.
Oh.
Roll it. Please tell me that you didn't roll a brutal outcome.
Correct.
No.
Correct.
Yeah, I think one of them
Can
is
confirm.
a success.
I rolled,
Okay.
and so therefore you outscrote.
Oh.
There is a bar. I would like to get out of this place. I would like an excuse to observe these people in an area that's not this place. What would I wear?
Nice.
Clearly just that.
I mean, you don't necessarily get the "what would I wear" impression. Then it's kind of hard to read from somebody's scrote face. But
It could be like a self-assessment of attire where you glance down at her,
Yeah, yeah.
scrutinizing her own.
Yeah.
Can't think of the SC word for clothes. Yeah.
Scratch it.
she nods and heads back out.
Thank you, Juan.
I'll do better next time.
You were fine.
We're gonna make sure there's no more problems visited here.
We
I
can't
appreciate
promise that.
No, but
We're going to help.
we can do our
Hey, help is still valid. It's worthwhile, right?
yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
And if you're ever in danger, or if this Cairn is ever in danger, you know who you need to call.
I do.
Take care.
Yeah. I don't think the title of this episode is Scrote Face, unless somebody can tell me what that drink is.
Oh,
Meters and script.
Sphincters and scrotes, what a time to be alive.
Yeah.
it sure
No.
is.
Thank you for that offer. We will consider it.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is a good
Put it in the suggestion
very,
box.
Very serious.
There's a suggestion.
The suggestions treader. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I think we need a quick planning session. So I
Back
feel
to
like
the
we
bar.
would be. Yep. I feel like we'd be going back to
Sweet.
the. Sorry.
Do we
Back to the bar.
witness any strange activity outside of the Cairn on a
Oh
day?
shit! Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, because we would definitely head back
Down the
via.
Any more fake scientists who need to get booked up? Any more
I'll let
sus
you
lab
have two,
coats?
just as a treat.
Oh,
It's it being nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Why don't we just check? Why don't you roll me your wit survival to track to see if there's anyone else in these in this bond. Scrote face,
all of it?
vodka with a shriveled, dried plum inside.
Absolutely horrific, and I'm thrilled. But like, good lord. Okay.
That was
Number 8.
and great.
And I got 0.
No, you don't see anyone else either in the bond or directly outside the bond, at least in the direction that you're heading. I assume you're not making a tour of the entire mountain.
No, but we're probably being a little bit roundabout, hey, just so that we're not
Yeah,
drawing
yeah.
a straight line between the Cairn and the bar.
Oh yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah.
Head out to the road and then down the road.
Yeah.
You just smash through every wall that you encounter on your way to the bar.
Yeah.
I want as the crow flies.
That would be kind of a fantastic guru name that is not
As
a,
the crow flies.
not a crow guru, like literally just they yeah.
Yeah. They
Make a
jug
straight line
juggernaut it
for
all the
everything,
time. They
yeah.
Kool-Aid man it all the
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's still, I mean, I don't think this is a spoiler for the D&D movie, but there's a character who is lawful
Oh, yeah.
good and literally walks in a straight line.
Yes.
Like,
amazing.
it's such a good depiction of a lawful good character.
That is very funny.
No.
All right. So you return to your
Balthazar. Yeah, the intention is to, I think, sit around, have a drink, and plan. Or
Yeah.
talk.
Troyan immediately starts preparing everybody's favorite drinks.
Treat.
So unless told otherwise, Dante gets a Black Russian.
Okay. Delicious.
And then would Macris want an Aunt Roberta?
Yeah, that's the place.
That's the one with
yeah.
absinthe?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so she makes
That's the one
an
with
absolutely unhinged drink
Yes.
for Macris.
absinthe. Love that.
And a New York sour for herself.
What's in a New York sour?
It is rye whiskey, lemon juice, simple syrup, an egg white, and red wine.
Oh, red wine too?
Mhm.
Oh, man, okay.
Yeah.
Seems complicated.
Yeah.
Just half an ounce of red wine.
Okay, but
Huge. Really cool.
and anything for the storyteller while we're here? Making drinks?
Well, let's see who's in the bar right now. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So Theo's there. Theo is oh gosh. What did we say the other person who's working there sometimes behind the bar's name is?
Well,
Oh,
jokingly we said Shonk, and then it ended up on the wiki.
It's fine.
It's
we
perfect.
have
That's what
editor
we-
privileges.
Yeah.
So you can name the bartenders whatever you
It can be
want.
Shonk. I'm okay with it being Shonk. Let's see what the
Set up.
wiki
Maybe
says.
it's like Jean-Claude, but he's like trying to do a funny thing where he's like Jonk.
Oh, that's
He said
cute.
Jonk, and then it
And
became
it'd be
Shonk. Yeah.
All right.
So apparently, Shonk is a human bartender who works for Troyan in Bar Balthazar, and the only other thing written about him is he's here to bonk.
Right, his name's Shonk is here to bonk. Yeah,
I
sure.
don't think he's necessarily here to bonk, but Shonk is serving a dark and stormy to the bike courier who's sitting up at the bar. So every once in a while, I'm asked to go to, these huge, big, crystalline entities that are just spiraling up into the sky. Have you ever been to the top of a skyscraper? I almost get sick looking out over those windows. Hey! Oh, hi, everybody. Hi.
Hi, Theo.
He lifts his drink. Hey, today I got to go to the corporate palace. I'm talking 60 floors up, floor to ceiling windows. I could see everything. Everything.
That sounds pretty magnificent.
I mean, it feels a little weird when you're going up there. I'm dressed in my, bike shorts.
Was it like the green menace that is Place des Jardins?
Maybe.
What, you haven't seen like every week there's like someone being like, what are the green lights in the sky? Because it's cloudy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course I have. I mean, I think it's kind of cool personally. But
Up at the top of that is Club 747. It's a club. It's a oots. You have to actually take a separate elevator to get up there.
Cool.
that's not where you were delivering to, I imagine.
Where, yeah, was it a...
No, I had to go up to this place. It was just a media conglomerate company. I think they are starting to make a bid to try to purchase the CBC. I know.
No way.
I know, but
It's a crown corporation.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
feels bad.
crown, like...
No. That's I hear you. There's no
Actually,
way, Theo.
Wouldn't the king have to sign off? It is a crown corporation. How
all
does our
I know
government work?
is that I was delivering something that looked an awful lot like legal papers from the CBC. But I'm not allowed to say anything else beyond that. Like that's I don't look inside the packages when I get deliver them. They
Courier's honor.
just hand them to me and then I just go.
Dante's gonna place an elbow on the bar and lean in a little bit. You don't even have one little peek at what you're delivering?
Canadian Broadcasting Channel.
What? No, of course not.
Never?
What do you take me for?
Nothing.
Nah, I'm just kidding,
Oh,
buddy.
okay.
Smacks
Oh,
you on the arm,
oh.
probably like a little like weakly, like, eh.
Okay, well, I would never question your courier's
But-
honor.
I tell you,
Yeah.
standing there, it makes you feel like you shouldn't be wearing padded bike shorts when you're up there, right?
Mm.
You look a little bit like a dork. I feel way better when I'm doing that close to the warehouses in the East End.
Ah, yes, we actually, your face betrays no change. We were actually on the mountain today, and we met some of the representatives of a company that I think they're based out of those warehouses. What was it? What did they say it was?
Clematis?
Clemata. Right, because it reminded me of the
Clemata.
I don't
Clematis,
really like
exactly.
Caesars.
Oh.
We haven't tried my Caesar.
I don't like clam juice. Isn't that what clamato is?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Clam juice and tomato juice mixed into one. You stick a celery stalk in there.
So Clemata was the name of the company, and they're based.
Clamato. Yeah, no, I know where they are.
Oh, you've probably done loads of deliveries to them, I imagine.
Well, I don't know about loads, but I've been there like 4 or 5 times. Yeah.
Of course, they would need someone trustworthy, and of course, they would call you.
Trustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
That's so kind
Look
of
at that.
you to say.
I mean,
How long have you been
you go to
independent, Theo?
skyscrapers.
Oh, that's true.
What do you mean by independent? I mean, I moved out when I was 17.
No, I just
Dad's
mean
a real asset.
some people. I mean, some people, courier for a company or whatever, for a boss, clock in, clock out. But you're your own man, right? I think,
Oh, I mean,
so to speak.
I'm contracted. I work for several different. The point is, rideshare sucks,
Yes.
and I'm not doing that.
Good for
That
you.
ain't me.
Right.
So, you had to go out to the East End, to the warehouses there for Clemata.
Well, I mean, not today.
No, of course. I've never heard of the company before. And then these characters, they were wearing lab coats, and I was just like, wow, there must be some science stuff that goes way over my head involved.
Lab coats belong in laboratories. Why would you wear a lab coat outside? That doesn't make any
I
sense.
know. I thought it might be a performance art thing to kind of drum up interest in their business, but I have no idea what their business is all
Performance
about.
I once saw the best sort of flash mob that I've ever seen. It was a whole bunch of people who were running around trying to look like vampires.
Oh,
Huh.
Except
Vampires,
That, except that they had these. Maybe you don't remember. I wasn't old enough, but the dépanneurs over here.
Yeah.
A dépanneur, by the way, is what Montrealers would call a convenience store. A dépanneur. They were selling sloshes, but in it was like a red slosh, but it was served in a blood bag. Right.
focus, Theo, focus. So
I wanna hear more about the
I'm
blood
just so overcome with curiosity about this new company. So, what was it like when you visited them?
Well, security there was really tight. I remember that when I got there, they actually had to let me in by having somebody come out, and I said I can't give you the package. It has to be signed for.
Of
It has to
course,
be
because
signed
you're
by
good
the-
at your job.
So they said that they would have to let me in, and they had these biometric scanners. We're talking about eyeball and thumbprint scanners in order to even get inside. And this is a warehouse. It doesn't look like anything from the outside, and I think they've gone to a lot of effort to make sure that it doesn't look special, because obviously this isn't their corporate office. But when I walked in, they had all these tanks inside of water, and it looked like they were growing things. And at first I thought that it might have been a professional growing operation.
Sure.
Because now that weed's legal, I
Right.
thought maybe they were, a little bit of the wacky tobacco.
But it wasn't that, right, Theo? It
Of
wasn't
course.
that sort of growing operation. It wasn't like that, right?
No,
Oh.
they looked like little trees. Pin?
There's food deliveries happening for those folks who are confused about the things happening back there. But it's all good. That's right, Theo. Yeah,
I got thrown off my game.
Hey, look, man. I guess
I am a man.
yeah.
What a man.
We're I mean, no. Okay, Dante's not going to show his hand yet, actually.
What?
No.
You have a hand? I can see it. It's right there.
Who? Evil.
Don't knock before you're finished taking your damn photo and then be shocked when someone opens the door.
Yeah, that was wild.
This is a phone. I got a new case for it with a little charm. But I have had the phone for a bit, but now it's more distinct because it's got a little pink case on it. Ask me questions, I'll happily answer.
Oh, what were we talking about? Right. So it is in their corporate offices. Those are downtown, and they look pretty good. I mean, though that's kind of like their public face. But at the same time, there's a lot of security around there, and it looked like inside these tanks there were trees. And originally, I thought that it was weed, but it wasn't weed. Even though, you know, I could really use some. Every once in a while, I feel like I really need to relax. So when I get home, sometimes I open up the SDQC. Yeah, sometimes I get from the SQDC. Yeah. SQDC. Sometimes they have these drinks, and I've tried them, and like I don't feel a thing.
You know, not all people are made equally. Maybe you just got one of them great metabolisms from all the
Speaking of
biking.
which, do you want another drink?
Yeah.
I do.
On me.
Well, I don't know what I did to deserve this, but anyway, so inside I saw these trees, and I asked, like, are these special trees? And they say, yes, these are trees that are designed to be more resistant to disease, so that when we're in our reforestation efforts, we can put these trees in, and they will do a better job of, you know. And also, I was like, are you accelerating their growth? Because normally when people reforest, they just drop seeds, they plant seeds, they don't actually put actual trees in there. And they're like, well, we're trying to make sure that these trees are fine, so we're trying to accelerate their growth. Now, I don't really understand a whole lot of it, and they didn't really want to talk much more beyond that. Like, I felt like they were giving me the sort of the spiel that they give to visitors.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm there to deliver a package. I'm not actually there to like learn things.
No,
but
of
I'm
course.
interested about those sorts of things, especially because I'm every once in a while I wonder, you know, when trees grow so big. You don't care about that.
Yeah.
I went to the office, and it was kind of dingy, which felt weird.
Yeah.
Because everywhere else looked so nice, but this office sort of felt like dark and sort of, you know, like people hadn't really maintained it. Like there was a layer of dust. It was very strange. Anyway, there was somebody inside, and he gave the signature that I needed, so I handed over the package. But they didn't leave me alone for a second there. And at one point I said, may I use your bathroom? And they were like, oh, our bathroom's being cleaned right now, so no. And so obviously I had to go to the Timmy Hose across the street. And,
Right.
you know, like that's not necessarily the best bathroom to use, but it's
Oh,
available.
convenient that there was a Tim Hortons right across the street, you said?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. And then they ushered you out.
Well,
Once you delivered the package and received
I
the
mean, I didn't need
signature.
to stay there anymore.
No, but you got the signature that you needed.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that must have been so... I bet you encountered all sorts of weird, kind of strange corporate offices and strange kinds of people. That sounds really odd.
Well, I do. And the main reason why it's weird is because bike couriers typically don't leave downtown. Otherwise,
Right.
why would you hire that person?
Right.
You would get somebody with a car, because
Right.
a car can go a lot faster, and they go along the highway, and they, you know, except when the 20's backed up, in which case then you're kind of screwed, so you have to
And
make
you're
sure
happy you have a
around. Well, not necessarily, because then if you're going down Sherbrooke Street, at the very least, you still have a car. Now,
I'm gonna nudge his drink towards him.
Yeah, either myself or Shunk probably made it, so we shove it over.
Oh yeah, and Macros was
Like, were you making it or were
Oh,
you just
God,
paying
no.
for it? Okay.
Oh God! Oh, come on!
I mean, I have.
so why are you buying me a drink? Is this the sort of thing that we can expect? This sort of thing? Like, are you asking me out? Because I should say that I do have a girlfriend. I'm not actually sure if by the end of the week I'm going to have a girlfriend anymore.
Oh
No,
no.
Well,
just you're
she says
we're
that I
being
don't talk
friendly.
enough.
Oh,
We're being friendly.
that's a shame.
Just buying a drink because we're being friendly.
Oh, okay. I can do that.
That's it.
Doesn't talk enough.
So, you were thinking about big trees, though. You said they were making a specific type of tree.
I love trees.
Trees are great as long as you aren't planting monoculture exactly a few feet apart so that it spreads fire really well.
Truth.
Did you ever work in a forestation unit?
Yes. I have regrets. What type of trees were they growing? You said about big trees. Big trees are great. Those don't burn well.
They looked like they were, you know, the kind that don't have leaves, but they have needles.
Yeah.
like coniferous trees.
That's the word,
Conifer.
coniferous.
Yep.
Isn't that a great word?
Yeah,
It sounds a
they're-
little bit like a title that you'd be assigned if you were English, like, oh yes, I'm coniferous the third, or something like that.
Yeah, it does kind of sound like that, doesn't it, Theo?
Hey,
It was like a Christmas tree farm.
no. It smelled like nothing. That's weird.
What do you mean, like nothing?
Wasn't
Like
that
it didn't
weird?
have a scent?
Normally, if you're smelling a tree, you know, if it's got like pine needles, it smells like pine, and if it's got, you know, oak needles, then that's kind of messed up because oaks don't have needles. They
Right,
have
sure.
leaves.
Yeah,
But
but spruce. Yeah, they all have smells.
cedar.
Yeah.
So, but they were in tanks.
Yeah.
Why would they?
Well, why would you grow a tree in a tank?
Yeah.
Research.
Maybe.
Yes, eh?
They wanted to control the growing conditions, I suppose.
Oh, maybe that's true. I'm not really a scientist myself. I mean, once upon a time I went to CJEP and I was actually going to go into health sciences, but then somebody said, no, you don't want health sciences because then you have to do organic chemistry, and I hate organic chemistry, so they had me do pure and applied.
Okay.
Except pure and applied science didn't really work out for me either, because I'll be very
I don't
honest
know a
with
single
you.
person who finished any science at CJEP. It's like, it's where degrees go to die.
Oh, maybe.
Dante turns his head away, and there's a shimmer of a tear.
I would have assumed he'd have done comp sci, but maybe that's like really stereotyping.
No, you did.
Comp sci doesn't count in,
Thank
in
God. Yeah, yeah.
Max's brain. It was like, I'm talking about
Oh,
the
like
sciencey science.
But hey, you know, I will say this. As good as the security was, it's not perfect.
Theo, what are you
Of
talking
course
about?
you notice something. You're so observant.
Well, here's the thing.
Okay, how about his arts?
A lot of offices have these sorts of things, biometric scanners, key cards,
Yeah.
passwords. But when a whole lot of people go in at once, they don't all scan.
Wow.
Well, that's just
Who the
poor security.
hell has time in their life to beep a key card every fucking time?
And I noticed sometimes when somebody comes out for a quick smoke, they leave, they prop the door open.
Oh no.
So, you know,
Right, so it's easy to get back in. Yeah.
I swear to God, if you ever start making us beep key cards, I quit.
I really doubt Trans gonna give a key card.
but don't you feel really cool when you beep a key card? Like, I get to be
No.
in here and you
I
don't.
feel like a corporate drone.
Well, I'm not a corporate drone. I'm actually, but by definition, I'm kind of a corporate
No, you
drone.
do bullshit.
But I fly from place
Drones
to place.
go
in
from
order
place to
yeah.
delivering. Yeah. But can a
That's
corporate?
What's the drink?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can a corporate drone
And then
drink
he
one of
finally
these?
picks up the drink and he takes a sip of it and then he puts it down. He's not a gulper. He's a sipper.
Okay,
Super.
that's nice. That's really funny.
Every once in a while, I remember why I come back here.
Is it for the drinks?
The ambiance.
The company?
The cool window.
I mean, all of those things can be true, can't they?
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish I took up smoking. It just seems like you get more breaks that way. Of course, now I'm actually my own employer, so that would be weird. And I wouldn't be able to ride my bike as well. Although, remember back in the day, I mean, do you understand how many cigarettes Guy Lafleur managed to pound down and he still managed to... I'm boring you, and you don't look like hockey people.
Didn't the Wizard of Oz girl have to like smoke 4 packs a day or something?
Judy Garland?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
like
that
forced
one.
her. Yeah.
Well, they had her on uppers and downers. You know, uppers so that she'd stay performing, and then she had her on too many uppers so she couldn't sleep, so then they put her on downers so that she could sleep. It was...
Can we stop
pretty
talking
horrible.
about the abuse that she endured during that
Sorry,
movie? Thanks,
sorry.
folks. No, it's okay. It's just really awful.
Thank you, Theo. It's always fascinating to hear what your work is just so different every day.
I don't know, maybe it's just because I open up here. When I'm at home, there's no one to talk to.
You have a. Oh.
What about your girlfriend?
Yeah, sorry.
I don't
I
live
assumed
with
you.
her.
Oh,
That's
okay.
just an assumption. Sorry.
We've
Okay.
only been going out for like 2 weeks.
Oh.
The third is maybe not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, you should take her on a date. See all kinds
that
of cool
sounds
places
nice.
in the city.
Well, where would I go on a date?
Well,
Where's the coolest place you've been?
Yeah.
The fountain inside the corporate building at Place des Jardins?
Yeah.
That's not
I
really a
mean-
place for a date. I'm pretty sure
No.
we'd get arrested.
There are outdoor fountains.
There's
lots
a
of them.
food court.
Oh, yeah.
You can
That's true, too.
sip a coffee by the fountain.
Now, maybe it's because I'm not a high class lady, but I don't know. Going on a date to a food court doesn't sound like much of a date.
I wouldn't be bothered. I don't want to go on a date with you.
No, you made that very clear, and,
Yeah.
and like I said, I do have a girlfriend,
Yeah.
and I do appreciate it. And you're buying me a drink because you're being friendly, and
Yeah.
at some point I'll buy you a drink, and that will also be friendly. Except for the fact that you work here, so you probably got some kind of employee discount. I don't know. Maybe you don't. Are
She
you that kind
does.
of boss? Oh, okay.
Anyway, I think there's stuff we're gonna talk about.
Yes. Should we retire to the outdoor table?
Sure.
Great. Takes her drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drunk. It's not gonna work.
Donk.
It's not gonna work.
God damn it. Oh, boy.
I make drinks and I serve them. That's what I do. My name's Donk.
And we love you for it, Sean.
Hey, look, at some point we just gotta deal with, scheduling. Never mind. You take care of yourself. I'll take care of the bar here.
You know where to find me.
Sure do. Donk. Is your name actually Shonk, or is it the sort of thing that is it like an affectionate nickname
Weird
people gave you,
vocal
or is it the sort of thing that you really don't want other people to know? Maybe you have a mysterious name. Maybe are you an ex-con? It's just Shonk. So you're headed to the outdoor.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Little, what, patio? How would you describe it?
Yeah, it's just like an enclosed outdoor like seating, like kind of courtyard-esque. Yeah.
You're...
It's open air. There's no.
I like Theo a lot, and I want to make sure that everything's okay, but he talks way too much. Oh, boy. Okay.
They may have changed how they format links when they changed everyone.
Yes, I
Okay.
did. I will fix it.
Okay, thank you.
Troy, how
Go
long
ahead,
is,
Flip.
how long's Theo? Theo's been coming here for a long time, I guess, eh?
Months.
No. Hey,
He was
that's, yeah.
he was basically our first customer when we reopened after the renovations.
Yeah, he needs a place to go that isn't home, I guess, to chat with people.
He loves sharing stories. He loves to talk, and we love to listen.
Yeah, well, especially when he's giving us some of what we need.
Well, here I was thinking we might have to fake a delivery.
We can still do that.
Special delivery, human-sized package. Rawr. No?
3 human-sized packages.
No, that's not our way in.
Might be. I mean, it does sound like our way in is by exploiting the fact that not everyone there wants to keep security tight at all times.
And some people take a lot of smoke breaks.
Exactly. We can figure that out.
We should case the place and find out how late everyone works.
Yeah.
See if there's a window of time where most people have gone home, but there are a few employees still in the building.
If they are, like Theo said, if they're growing something there, then it seems pretty likely that they'd have people around the clock just to make sure everything stays,
Yeah, there's always security. They wander around, turn lights on, take a nap,
Sure.
watch TV, and then wander around, turn all the lights off.
Right. You wouldn't leave your, you wouldn't necessarily leave your reforestation projects alone either, right? Might be someone watching that feed. all
Someone
time.
could leave the burner on in the staff kitchen,
Yeah,
and security guard saves the day and puts out a fire.
that's true.
They're probably evil and doing terrible things, but having security doesn't guarantee
So strange. If we're gonna go in there, case in the joint, you're right, Ryan, that's the right play. But if we're gonna get in there, I mean, I'm tempted to just assume it's all bad news. Knock it down, break it open, and move on. But if we can figure out what they're doing and why, then we'll be able to maybe get to the people behind it and stop them for good.
We need to maim them badly enough that they cannot just fund another company.
Yeah, but it's a whole company. We can't just...
Find out what they need to keep their operations going. And make sure they can't have it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Follow the money, or we follow the people behind the money. And I think if we can get in there, we can figure out at least one of those things. And maybe at the same time, we'll learn a little bit about what they're doing to the mountain, if anything.
Guess I'm glad there's a Tim Hortons across the road.
I wonder how big that dumpster is.
For what?
Never mind.
You're not gonna... In a Tim Hortons dumpster? Try it.
So she's stone-faced, looking back at him,
Yeah.
unblinking. Liz is laughing.
Yeah.
I was just talking about getting a liter of coffee.
Oh, hell yeah.
Anything I should be on the lookout other than Lays In and mustachio twirling bad guys?
Scheduling
Yeah.
Shift changes.
the door people leave from when they take smoke breaks.
How many cameras seem to be pointed at it? Yada yada blah blah. Cool.
If there's anything that you can get a beat on in terms of these biometric scanners, what they look like, I might be able to rig something up to get us in. Maybe. No promises.
I'm gonna charge my phone before I go. I can take pictures. Your phone.
Picture phone.
Mm.
Oh my god, are we about to split the party for the first time?
No, because we're about to end.
Yeah, my intention is
Mhm.
spend the night casing it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice, indeed.
Oh, that's the intention.
That is. We'll see.
That's a good
See what the
intention.
storyteller says.
It's a decent intention. But yeah, I think we'll end that here.
All right.
Yay!
Oh, well.
Well, then I'm inclined to ask, first and foremost, Liz, what did you learn this session? Well, we get a poll up from for our Moot Point.
Hey.
I learned that Goose is very different from what I expected her to be. I love her, and if anyone hurts her, I,
will hurt
Liz,
them.
will kill them.
Very good.
Scott?
I learned that most of the people at the Cairn of the Weathered Storm aren't doing their jobs properly, as per the litany's definition of what the jobs in Guru society are, or at least that's the perspective on it. Interesting.
Well, the litany doesn't have.
Oh, not the litany, I guess. Sorry,
Yeah.
but like society, I should
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
I mean, the litany does say that you shall take no action that allows a cairn to be violated. I'm not actually sure if that's still the. Let me just check here.
I mean, that would make sense, right?
Um,
Feels bad.
I just don't know if the wording changed.
Oh, okay.
Take no action that causes a cairn to be violated.
Okay.
But at the same time, you have to protect that cairn.
Right.
Kate?
Got a better sense of what the Cairn used to be, where it's come from. That it had a different name, that it's missing 2 pillars, or posts. Yeah.
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 And yeah, it at least for Macros, that's like something to latch on to and to aim for. It's more concrete than just it was better before ?
Right.
Yeah, something very specific
Like-
happened for sure,
yeah.
and like
yeah.
And we know Cleave's the lie is somehow involved. We don't know beyond that kind of what happened. Love a good mystery, though.
I'm so curious.
Yeah, me too.
Liz, do you want to call out someone's play here?
I love the ragabashing all over everything. Kate, I feel like Macris really like I feel like you discovered a lot of new stuff about Macris this session. When she just doesn't care to let people get away with their shit. And like maybe where she hasn't thought through, like, is there benefit to keeping quiet in this instance? No, like it's just, she just acts as she sees fit, and I thought that was great. Yeah.
Thank you. Gotta want to shout out, you're using your gift. I know I missed part of it, and I'm eager to rewatch it, but like it was a really cool use of an ability, and it seems like it's.
You actually didn't miss it. I waited until you came back.
Thank you. Sorry for the delay.
Oh.
Yeah, I love the way that you're finding ways to integrate your sheet abilities in order to bring out flavor for yourself and for the story. Like, I feel like so far, Dante has been a really good window into the depths of the story.
Yeah. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. No, it's been really cool so far, and I hope to keep doing it. I want to call it Liz as Troyan for, I think, specifically the interaction with Slade, with Jennifer Slade. And, you know, being inscrutable while still scruting. Just because, to me, that was such a great example of Troyan's, like, kind of stony exterior, but belying, like, very clear motivations. Things that she believes in very strongly and will do very strongly, but without needing to, you know, like, the rage is inside, it's not outside. Do you know what I mean? And it was just very... It was very clear. It was very on it was on brand for her. So it was really nice. Yeah, for sure. Like that.
Scree.
I mentioned it already, but John, Goose.
Yeah.
She's an exceptionally wonderful NPC. IMO.
Yay!
Just think she's great.
They love me. They really love me.
All right, I'll prepare the ride again. Oh, let's go see Goose, I guess.
We're going back.
Yay!
This time with a bunch of keys.
Brought you a... Yeah.
There's too many of them.
Is it like a...
Do the dishes.
Is it like a, you know, a bull with like a red cape kind of thing? Is that what this is about? Oh, boy. Yeah. It's fantastic stuff.
Oh. Anyway, hey, do we have some stuff happening coming up this week?
Yeah, I usually, as our schedule says, I usually stream Tuesdays at 6 p.m. I will not be streaming at that time this week. However, I've been missing streams lately, and I want to get back to it, so you can be sure that you're going to catch me at an unusual time at least once throughout the week. So check the Discord. I will be posting those events when I make them. I stream in character on my channel, and you should all join me for that when it happens. Wednesdays, Thursdays, yeah.
I have yet to be able to do a proper review of this. I know that it's tempting. I've seen a lot of people put reviews of Werewolf up online at this point, but I want to make sure that we've been through at least one more combat before we do so. Not just that, but also, you know, honestly, I just want to kick the tires a little more. So I don't have that ready yet. But this week's looking less pressed than my other weeks, so that's something to look forward to. We'll see if we can keep that going. And then if so, maybe we can get a stream in there. I have a hankering to play some retro game. I'm not sure which one yet. But got a hankering for some spankering. What's going on Friday?
Friday there will be Punchy. Yeah. We're continuing with Punchy and Boy. And then Saturday, we are continuing with Drew Crew in the afternoon.
I think we must be almost through the,
I think so, yeah.
the mystery of the Ringmaster's Secret or whatever. I still don't know what it is.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. And then I, once again, stream at 1700 Eastern on my channel. I believe this coming week will be a return to the Arkham Horror card game. I play, not in character, but with a focus on roleplay and storytelling. So even if you don't know the game, you can join me for that because we tell great stories there. Check the Discord for the deets as they come up.
Next Sunday we will be back here, same time, same channel. Remember, if your part of the world is moving into daylight saving time or out of it, double check time. We are 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time still here. And we will be back for episode 4.
Yeah.
Best thing is to check on the Discord when we put up an event, which we'll remember to do earlier.
Yeah.
Our bot didn't do the thing.
Yeah. Too bad.
That's a good way because it'll be in your time as opposed to our time. And as cool as I like our time, I know that it is not shared by all, unless you live in New York.
Or
Toronto.
that, slice of the world. Yeah.
Gainesville. I've been told to keep vamping for a few more minutes.
For the poll.
Yeah.
All right.
Fancy Corners still.
Actually, yeah, maybe we should consider making the poll like 5 minutes instead of, what is it, 10?
Might be 10.
Yeah. Can we shorten it? That might be cool.
Romanian.
Whoa.
Well, part of the reason
yeah.
why we shifted to earlier in the day, it used to be that we streamed at.
We'd start an hour from now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Start an hour from now, so start at 1 a.m.
You
for
should
where
play
you
this
be
game.
theologic bear, or theological bear, not theologic bear. The logic.
The logic.
That's not it. We usually praise each other for longer. These days, look, I can only take so much praise before it starts to
Some
chafe.
Over the edge. Oh my god.
But now we've gone earlier because honestly, it's we like being able to be here for as many people as can be. So there's that. Look, the other thing that I'm gonna say is go and check out not just the prevailing opinions when it comes to choosing games that you're playing. I've seen a lot of people who basically picked up Werewolf the Apocalypse, read through the book really quickly, and immediately just panned it without having even played the game. And it's not necessarily worth it. What I can tell you is that it's not like Werewolf 20th edition or revised or even second or the original edition don't exist anymore. You can still get them. Those books are up, available as PDFs at the very least. You can still play them. But I do think that this edition is doing well for at least me, and I've been playing Werewolf for longer than most of you. So,
Bam.
there you go.
Believe we have.
Some of you who didn't want it.
So the poll has ended with the vision. Who is Cleaves the Lie? 62% of the chat believe that it's someone who's hiding, and 38% say that it's someone who survived. Whether or not that's true is something that we'll just have to determine when we come back. Until then, we're just going to be headed. See you next time.
See you later. Bye.
Thanks, Arkham.
Fine.